Judges number 80 on the calendar in the matter of Douglas versus White. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am. Have a seat.
Mr. Douglas, I've read your complaint. I've read your response. Ms. White, don't understand a lot of it. What I gather, sir, is that you rented a room from the defendant.
That's correct.
And things, according to your complaint, became untenable there. You moved out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're suing the defendant for $5,000.
Yes.
You rented him a room. You say he moved out owing you a month's rent because he didn't give you 30 days' notice. So you're suing him for $5,000.
Plus sexual harassment.
Well, my limit is $5,000, so I assume that everything that you're suing for is part of your $5,000.
That's correct.
This better be good. Let's go.
It's pretty good. I moved in. When I went to apply for the room, I asked for no drinking, no smoke, or little smoking, and no violence of any kind.
Is this a private house?
Yes, it is.
All right.
This was just at the time of the application.
Excuse me?
This was at the time of the application for the room. There were 3 people there, the defendant, Rose, her witness, and another gentleman.
Okay. So, what happened?
The first month I moved in, it was pretty calm, but thereafter it just got worse.
How did it get worse?
The defendant fought with her roommate constantly in the middle of the night. They'd get drunk and fight. They'd throw chairs at each other, beat each other up. This was happening every night.
So why didn't you just tell them you were leaving?
I couldn't afford to at the time.
Just a second. What do you mean you couldn't afford to?
I'm on a fixed income, and it was costing me $450 a month to live there. I didn't have enough money to move, period.
Well, how much did it cost you to move in?
$450. That was, she gave me a break. I just had to pay the first month's rent and half of the second month.
So you didn't have much of an investment in there, so why couldn't you just move out?
No place else would do that. I had to have first and last month.
Well, that's not the defendant's fault, sir.
I didn't blame the defendant for that.
Well, so
I just could not afford to move.
So what are you suing the defendant for $5,000 for?
Because she didn't take it. The money that I paid her was supposed to go as part of the rent or part of the mortgage payment. It never got paid.
What does that have to do with you?
A lot, because the mortgage company's going to throw me out.
What does that have to do with you? You're giving her $450. I'm trying to figure out where this $5,000 number came from.
Well, on top of the not paying the rent, my electricity was shut off.
When?
The last part of January.
And how many months had you been living there?
3 months at that time.
How come the electricity got shut off?
Because he took over control of my house. He told all the tenants, because I got notice of trustee sale, because I'd been trying to save my house after divorce. He got all the tenants together and said, you don't have to pay rent, you don't have to pay any utilities. And they didn't at that point. They all stopped.
Why did he tell the people that they didn't have to pay rent and
Because he said because my house was being supposedly foreclosed, and it didn't.
Oh. So you found, let me understand this. You found out, sir, that the house was in foreclosure. Just a minute. Okay. You found out that the house was in foreclosure.
Yes.
And you had a conversation with the other tenants that if the house was in foreclosure, they didn't have to pay.
No.
That's incorrect. I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I'm the witness. I lived in the household at the same time.
Okay, I'll get to you then.
Thank you.
That's important. Did you step up here on one question?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay electric?
Yes, ma'am.
You have your proof of that?
I did not bring that. I didn't know I was going to be on trial myself.
When this person moved out, they owed me 2.5 months out of the 4 months they were there. And I'm suing.
This
yes,
lady?
that person out there owes me over 2.5 months. They didn't pay diddly squat to me. And they moved in with this guy.
You have proof?
I do have proof, but it's in Sacramento.
That you paid the last 2 months' rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did not happen.
Sit down. Are you currently living with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Not with. We're sharing an apartment. Yeah, I want that.
I still don't know where we get $5,000 from, Mr. Douglas.
The electricity was shut off. She shut it off. It wasn't shut off because
So-
of the thing.
so-
I had to have it turned back on.
So,
She stole several of my own personal things
Like
from
what?
me. I have a list. Would you like to see it?
sure. A miniature pulpit? What is
Yes.
that?
A friend of mine had a pulpit made for me, a small one,
Why would your friend do that?
because I'm a minister, or was a minister at the time he had it made.
How long ago was that?
2 years.
What kind of a minister?
A Christian minister.
I mean, did you have a congregation?
No, I was a counselor,
Counselor for whom?
marriage counselor.
I'm going to, listen to me. I'm going to read you a few things, and I want you to tell me whether you have any of these things. Ready?
I'm ready.
A miniature pulpit.
That was left in the room and it's still there.
So it's there, ready for him
Yes.
to get.
Yes, I took pictures.
Vinyl and wire lampstand.
That was left in the room. I have pictures.
Cookie jar.
That is in my case right here. It was left in the room.
2-slice toaster.
That was left in kitchen where it was left.
Just say,
Okay.
just say, I
Sure.
tell you what,
In
just
kitchen.
say yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes that you have it, okay?
Okay.
Sorted couch pillows.
No,
Lavender blanket.
no.
A year's worth of new magazines.
Left in room.
Footstool.
My property. Extortion.
Your property.
My property.
Okay. Computer, monitor, and stand base. Do you have that?
No, I don't.
Set of 4 relaxation tapes.
No,
Do you
I
have
don't
that?
have this.
All right. You now know what she has. Shep. You now know what she has, and we'll make arrangements for you to go pick them up. Now, what else are you suing her for?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What do you mean you didn't know who this person was?
I didn't know this person was a man.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Minister Joseph Douglas says he rented a room from Christina White but felt trapped in a nightmare. Christina says Joseph was the problem.
Now, what else are you suing her for? So far, I haven't heard anything anywhere near $5,000 worth. All that merchandise that she has, you can have back. I still have. Well, stop looking at your papers. Tell me where $5,000 is, Mr. Douglas.
Your Honor, I went through pure hell living in that house for 4 months.
Then you should have moved, sir.
I couldn't afford to.
That's not her fault.
Well, it is her fault.
No, sir. She didn't charge you. She didn't
guaranteed
charge
me
you.
something when I moved in there, Your Honor.
Okay.
And she didn't fulfill that agreement.
No.
And I have a witness to that, too, or a statement from the other witness.
I don't read statements from witnesses. I hear witnesses. I don't take statements from witnesses. So far, if you moved into an apartment, $450 a month rent. She didn't charge you security.
300,
She
please. 300 a month.
$300 a month. She didn't charge you security. She didn't charge you first and last. You didn't bring in a whole bunch of stuff, according to you. And if you couldn't afford to move out, she wasn't saying to you, she didn't keep you prisoner there. You could have moved out. Because you can't sue her for $5,000 because you were unhappy there, sir. You're unhappy, you move. This is America. All right, you are countersuing him for what?
I am countersuing for the damage to my room and house.
Do you what?
For the damage to my room and house. He left the room filthy, and I have pictures of how the room was left and the stuff he left in the room here, if you care to see some of that. May I?
Come on, get somewhere near $5,000, madam.
Okay. We're getting to that right now.
Well, then let's get to it, because this
Okay.
other stuff is nonsense.
Okay.
He
This
wasn't
is-
happy living there. You weren't happy having him there. He left, period. End of discussion.
I wish that had been the end of it, ma'am. The mental and sexual harassment.
Well, you can tell me about that.
First of all, when he left, that was a bit of a charade. He promised me a note that he would pay. He sent someone else to pick up the stuff the next day. And then the day after that, on the 9th, he sends me then threatening, harassing note. And he
Show it
ends
to him and see
with a
if
note
he-
with, "Have a nice day. It may well be one of your last."
Did you send that note, sir?
Yes, I did.
Can I see it, please? Dear Charles and Christine,
All of his correspondence has been addressed that way. The small claims court was addressed that way.
Why do you address the mail like this, sir?
Because that's the way I filed it in court, and I wanted the court to know that I didn't know who this person was until a month before I moved out. That's why I'm angry.
What do you mean you didn't know who this person was?
I didn't know this person was a man.
Because, just a second.
Order.
What? Well, why, sir, would you address mail?
Because I didn't know whose name to send it in, Your Honor.
Well, how was this person introduced to you? How did you...
Christine.
You identified yourself as Christine.
Christine, yes. Totally.
All the time.
All the time. 100%.
Not all the time, Your Honor.
100%.
When she was at home, it was whatever.
I have a witness here that would dispute that. That's ridiculous.
Listen, have you officially changed your gender?
Everything, my legal gender, as shown in my driver's license,
Is female?
changed. Yes, it is.
Okay, and when was that done?
About 4 years ago.
Okay. Am I correct that the sexual harassment that you are referring to is the fact that he has addressed documents that he's sent out to people using both your female name and the name
My
Charles?
previous married name, yes.
Okay.
That is just the beginning of it.
Go ahead.
Him and this other person co-conspired to get me fired at my job. They filed 2 Better Business Bureau complaints alleging, Diane was the first one, alleging went into my store and found this person who was supposed a man dressed as a woman.
Let me see.
And it has my business response to it, and this is also he followed with the next day one that alleged the same thing. And everything was fraudulent. They said they could talk to my supervisor. It did not happen.
I don't know what this is about. You want to tell me?
This is about them, this person here, claiming they came in my store and saw me as some stranger, and I've known that person for 2
Just a minute.
years.
I'm talking about this
Well,
gentleman. Forget about her.
Okay.
She's not party to this
Okay,
action.
him, he followed up with the same identical thing.
No, Your Honor, that's not true.
It's right there in black and
I
white.
wrote the letter, but I wrote it because I objected to this person working in the women's department.
Just a second. You wrote to the Better Business Bureau advising them that the defendant was working in the women's department of a store
Yes.
and she was actually a man, and you thought that that was wrong.
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I think it's wrong.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you just curse in here?
I might have.
Get out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
But I think you got a lot of nerve with this. This is pretty vindictive. This is pretty vindictive and pretty nasty.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Minister Joseph Douglas and Christina White are at war over rent, invasion of privacy, and allegations of sexual harassment.
That was typical of the situation I lived in. I couldn't do anything.
Then you should have left.
I tried.
Oh, please, give me a break.
I didn't have the money.
That's too bad. That's too bad. That's not her fault. That's not my fault. How old are you, sir?
50.
If you're 50 years old and you didn't have $400 to move out and find another place to
would've
live,
taken
that's a
me
real
$1,200,
problem.
Your Honor.
What?
It would have taken $1,200 to
Didn't
move.
cost you $1,200 to move
I
into her
got lucky.
apartment.
Or I thought I had,
Well, you thought you got lucky, and you didn't.
obviously.
And you didn't. But I think you got a lot of nerve with this. This is pretty vindictive. This is pretty vindictive. Just a second. Pretty vindictive and pretty nasty. This having.
I still object to her working there. I don't care if it's vindictive or nasty to anybody else. She shouldn't be working in a woman's department.
What? Where did you go to divinity school, sir? Where did you
Florida.
graduate from divinity school?
Florida.
What?
Florida.
Give me the name of the school. Just a second. Give me the name of the school.
United Faith Ministry.
United
Bible,
Faith
Yes, Bible College.
And how long did you go to this United
3
Faith
years.
Ministry? When?
1986 through 1989.
Did you graduate from there?
Yes, ma'am.
After 3 years?
Yes.
Divinity school?
Yes.
Where did you go to school before that? You
Where-
don't go to divinity school for 3 years, sir.
Well, I did.
You don't
Your
get a
Honor.
doctor of divinity in 3 years. Unless you
don't
get
have-
unless
I
you
don't
get your
have-
doctor of
I
divinity and
don't
close
have-
the cover before you
I
strike.
do not have a DD, Your Honor. Huh? That's a doctor of divinity.
Yeah. So what are
Mine
you?
is in religion. It's a PhD, and it's an honorary PhD, but it's still valid.
Right. I just want to make sure we understand each
Okay.
other, sir. Because I understand you. This is a vindictive thing to do. What else?
Well, basically my job was pretty much ruined his career, ruined that
Did you
place.
get fired from your job?
No, not
Good.
yet, but it's going
Oh,
back.
that's something.
Okay, I
Let me
have
see
also
the
my
letter.
counseling. I've had to start counseling because of what they've done. I mean, sexual harassment and what happened at my work. Because I used to go to work and feel happy, and now I go there and I just feel like I've been raped at my work by this man and this other person. Thank you. And caused breach of contract by other tenants by saying that they didn't have to pay rent or utilities, and that's the only reason is I ran out
Listen
of
to
money.
me. I'm not entertaining that. The fact that he told other tenants that they did not have to pay rent or utilities, and they listened to him
Yes,
because
they did.
because they were stupid. Go after them in a separate action, each one
Yes.
of them for money that they owe you.
I
What
am.
else?
He interfered with my mortgage contract when they tried to serve me the trustee sale notice, and I was home. He stopped him from doing that, and he got the notice, and he read it, and had him put it on the door. He actually said I wasn't home. Yes.
They posted the notice. That's all it was,
After
Your
you told him
Honor.
I wasn't home. You lied.
They had already posted it.
You lied. I was home.
She's ready to rule.
Listen to me. He has, as abhorrent as I believe it is, he has a right to voice his objection as a citizen under the First Amendment to the Better Business Bureau with regard to someone who he knows is a man who is now a woman working in a woman's shop.
Well, he didn't know that from me, Your Honor.
Well, he may not have known it from you, but that happens to be true. So he has a First Amendment right to write to the Better Business Bureau. His motives, I question, just as I question his reverendship. All right? But that is not actionable. It's not sexual harassment. He's saying that he finds that not a reasonable situation to have you working in a woman's department in a store. Now, I don't know what business is it of his unless he goes in to buy ladies' things and goes into the dressing room, but he's allowed to do that because that's what the First Amendment to the Constitution says he's allowed to do. Listen, you get nothing from this court, sir. Absolutely, positively nothing except within 4 days, escorted. You can go and retrieve the items that you will please have put to one side someplace so we can pick up all the items that he has left in your apartment.
Right, my house.
Now, most of the damages that you are requesting from this court have to do with this harassment and making your life miserable,
Yes. Inside and out.
inside and out. He left without giving you 30 days notice. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I had a 3-day or quit notice, Your Honor, so I left.
You didn't leave within 3 days. You hung on.
Just a minute.
Okay.
He left. I would assume, Miss White, that you are very happy to be rid of him,
Very.
that you didn't want him around for an additional 30 days. Correct?
I actually offered he could stay there if he promised to catch up on the rent. and
Just
he
a
didn't.
second. From everything that you've told me,
Yeah.
you were very happy that he moved out when he didn't stay an additional 30 days.
Sure. I mean, at that
Good.
point, yes.
Give him back everything that you owe him. This case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Judges number 74 on the calendar in the matter of Osborne versus Holdman Chesmar. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am.
You're Mr. Chismar?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat for a moment, sir, even though you're a co-defendant in this case.
Right.
My reading of these papers suggests that you're really not a party in interest to this. Mr. Osborne, I read your complaint, sir. You and the defendant were engaged for about 2.5 years. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yes.
And during that engagement period, you had a child.
Yes, ma'am.
Sort of not the way things are supposed to happen, you know.
She'd asked me to marry her,
No.
She didn't
I
make the
don't think
baby
so.
herself, right?
but she wanted the
Order.
she wanted the child. I did not at the time because I didn't know about our relationship and trusting her.
Mr. Osborne,
Yes,
shh.
ma'am.
Engaged for 2.5 years, had a child, According to you, you were in jail for something. You'll tell me what in a minute. She moved out. When she moved out, she took $1,500 worth of your personal property.
And my child.
And your child.
No.
So, what were you in jail for?
I had a warrant for $100 owed to Burbank Court. And I had gotten in a fight with a friend over buying a car. We were wrestling in the driveway. The neighbors had called the police. They asked me if I had any warrants. I told them yes. And they took me in on that, and that only.
Why didn't you take care of these warrants?
Because we had moved in together and got a one-bedroom, and it was the expense of the child and all that. I couldn't afford it at all.
What
I
were
was
the
trying to make a
warrants?
life for us
What?
and
Shh,
pay
stop it.
utilities.
You're making me cry. What were the warrants for, sir? Warrants for parking tickets, driving while under the influence,
No,
speeding.
driving on a suspended license. I had done the time for it, but I owed court assessment, $100.
And how long were you in jail?
10 days.
And what happened while you were in jail?
In that time, she had taken my stuff, her stuff, and my child, and left the state.
Ms. Holdman, first, why don't you tell me why you left while he was in jail?
Well, first of all, we had a 3-day notice because Mr. Osborne did not get a job, and I could not pay rent and bills on my own.
Were you working?
No, I am disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
Epilepsy.
So you received a disability check for yourself and the child?
No, at the time I was not receiving disability yet. I was on AFDC.
Okay. AFDC was paying the rent, so why did you get a notice to leave?
Because I could not afford the full amount
We were
of rent.
behind.
And I could not afford the full amount of rent, and I could not afford all the bills. Mr. Osborne had run up phone bills that I have, and he did not give any part of his to help pay for bills or rent.
So you decided to leave. There had to be more than that.
No, ma'am. We got the pay or quit before he went to jail, and he
I
knew that we had to move.
Is that the pay or quit notice?
Yes, I
May
have
I
two
see
of
it,
them.
please?
They only
Okay.
asked for $50 to continue the rent. They made a deal with us.
You decided to move out. I have a feeling that there was more to the reason that you moved out, moved far away than just this pay and quit notice. But you left. Now, the question is, did you take any of his property with you?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Now, he's suing for $1,500. What property do you say she took?
She took dishes, clothes,
Just a
her
minute.
king-size bed that she had loaned us.
Just a second. Hold on. Let's go slowly, Mr. Osborne. Let's start with the bed.
Right.
The bed wasn't yours.
No.
Good. So let's forget
But
the
Lorraine
bed.
wants it back.
Just a
It
second.
was a
That's
loan.
her problem. I'm talking about you. She's not a co-plaintiff. You. What stuff did she take of yours?
She took ultrasound photos of the child and everything I had of the child.
Not everything. I want to hear, sir, what she took. Ultrasound photos of the child.
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
She took all my clothes.
Clothes. You say she took your clothes?
Yes.
What else did she take?
There was a fish tank, equipment, a little miniature pool table that I had for Brandy.
What else?
She had taken all my dishes.
Dishes.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dishes, sir? Limoges?
Plates, cups,
What?
glasses.
What else? That's not...
Everything in the apartment.
Miss,
Everything in mine that I had. that
Mr.
meant something-
Osborne,
Yes, ma'am.
this is not why you're here, sir.
No, I'm here because of Brandy.
No, this is not why you're here, because this is a lot of baloney.
It is. And I don't care about the material things.
Because you're
I'm-
suing her for $1,500, but so far, you haven't given me $15 worth of stuff.
I have all kinds of things that went of value. I had 4 suits in there that were $600 each. I had all my clothes. That adds
Are
up.
you telling me you spent $600 a piece on 4 suits? You
Yes,
must have some good job.
And if you,
And
yes,
why
I
would I have
did.
any use for your suits anyways?
Listen
Why
to
would
me.
I take
I don't know
Sir,
why you-
Mr.
just to-
Osborne, you're not here because of this
I'm
property,
here because of
sir.
Brandy. I could care less about my stuff, material things.
Well, what do you
If I
want?
win, I'm going to use that to get visitation. She will not let me see my child, and she says,
I
take me
tried
to
to
court.
let you see your
Shh,
kid.
just a second. So she says in her answer to your complaint that this is all about getting some money so that you can hire a lawyer, so that you can sue her in whatever the domestic relations or family court is in
Visitation
your
is
jurisdiction.
all.
Is that why you're here, sir?
Yes,
to get
ma'am,
money
it is.
so that you
Yes,
can hire a lawyer?
Yes, I was hoping to see my child today, and
Just
she
as that's
not.
a- That's why you're here?
Yes.
To get money for a lawyer?
Yes.
This is not a proper forum for you, sir, to abuse the system, to come to court for that reason.
No, I also, I need some clothes, something to wear.
Did you take any of his clothes?
No, Your Honor, I did
Now,
not.
you're a co-defendant. Stand up, sir. You're suing him because why?
He was a party of taking my stuff. He helped her move out.
How do you know
He's
that?
a witness of all of...
Just a second, how do you know that?
She had told me. And
Who
there's
told
another...
you?
There's another...
Who told you?
Who told me? John Brown, another friend of Lorraine's, who was told her, Lorraine, that he had helped her
Can't
move
hear all
out.
that. I mean, it's a court, sir. Did you help her move when she left?
The only thing I moved out of there, I didn't move anything personally, ma'am. I had just had back surgery, so I wasn't lifting or doing any of that. They had brought out a dresser, the king-size bed, 2 dressers, and that was it. That's all I hauled.
You didn't haul that yourself?
No, ma'am.
What about her clothes? What about her stuff?
I didn't haul any of that.
Do I look like I need help? What does that have to do with you, her clothes?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Kelly and I were.
When I
You
get to that
shut your
house,
mouth.
go ahead, hit me, and I'll put a lawsuit against you.
Yeah, I'll bet you will.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 26-year-old Kevin Osborne is suing the mother of his child, Kelly Holdman, for running out with their daughter and leaving their apartment bare.
You had somebody, according to these papers that I have, come in and take out your things.
A
You had
friend, the most expensive stuff. My
You had a
tools.
friend come in and take out
Right, I
some
don't-
things.
Your Honor, I don't know who took my stuff.
Mr.
I don't know if it was
Osborne,
my friend.
Did
if
you
it was
just say to me that you had your friend come in and take out the most expensive things, your tools?
Yes, because that's what I did for a living.
Well, then it's not logical, Mr. Osborne, for the defendant to have taken suits which she can hardly use and left the most expensive thing
She does it to-
with the tools. I mean, if she was going to take something to sell them, certainly it would have been far smarter for her to take the tools, which she probably could have sold.
She plays games, and she takes it just to
I
when I get
see.
out of jail, so I have nothing.
So
she wants
far,
to ruin
Mr.
me.
Osborne, the one who's playing a game is you, who's playing a game with a court.
No, ma'am. No,
with
ma'am.
a court, because you're not here because of the things she allegedly took from your apartment.
Yes, I am.
Your problem, the two of you, is that you made a baby, and you had no right to make a baby until you had made a life together. That's what you did. That's a
why
mistake.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a
That's
mistake.
why I wanted to wait to have a
I want to
child.
tell you something. I would run away from you too, sir. You don't know how to be quiet. I mean, there's something very controlling about your manner. What I'm telling you is you made a baby, you had no business making a baby, but now baby has 2 parents. So I assume that eventually a judge is going to hear this case. I assume you've been legally declared the father of this child, sir, is that right?
No, not legally,
No,
but
Your
it's
Honor.
in the birth certificate.
That's not legally. Well, if you... What?
That's all I
Another
have.
reason
I don't
why
have the
left
money to
him-
do a DNA
Another
test.
reason why I left him also is because he's mentally and physically abusive, and I have proof of that. I have permanent scars on my body that I've never asked him for a penny. He's lived off of me all his life since we got
I want to pay
together.
child
That was-
support. She won't even let
that
me pay
was-
child support.
Then that was very bad judgment on your part.
Yes, it was. And
Especially if you have a disability. That's very bad judgment on your part to live
Yes,
with
ma'am.
somebody who is abusive. Clearly, this was not a relationship that was destined to go on for 25 years. Unfortunately, you made this child, and the child has 2 parents. All I want to know, sir, is you don't need $1,500, which is what you're suing for, to go into court and file a petition asking legally to be declared the father of this child. Once you're legally declared to be the father of this child, along with that comes certain rights. One of the rights is to have a regular time to see your daughter. Regular. That's what's supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be a controlling situation so that you call whenever you want to see the child.
I realize
because
that, Your Honor.
clearly that's not going to work here. So you're going to have somebody else set up a schedule for you. But you have to go into court to do that. Are you still receiving AFDC?
yes, ma'am, just for the child, and I'm receiving disability for myself.
Your Honor.
Well, if she's receiving AFDC
Your
for the
Honor.
child,
Your Honor, when she was living with me, in all the places that she was living, she was getting AFDC and welfare and saying that she was living at their house. That's perjury. That is lying to the social service who I'm talking to now on fraud, welfare fraud.
I don't think so.
Notified welfare when she moved.
let me tell you something.
She
sir.
worked with my mother. I moved her in when I first met her to take care of nurse and take care of my mom and maid. and she did not claim that she was living there earning money.
Yes,
Lorraine
I
is
did. I
the
told the
Lorraine is the
welfare
witness.
office.
Is all that Kelly, her granddaughter, has done to me. I'm living with Lorraine now. We were supposed
First
to get
of all,
married.
she's not my legal grandmother.
No, but she took custody of Kelly when she was 12 years old.
No, she did not. I ran away to her when I was 12.
Listen, I'm really not interested in going back to the flood, sir. What I'm telling you is, and I don't mean to be hard on you. I really don't mean to be hard on you. But this is the mother of your child. You're not supposed to put her in jeopardy. By what you just said to me now, you have placed her in jeopardy. Why would you want to do that?
Because she is not she's not a fit mother, that's why.
And like you're a fit father.
I have witnesses that she was
Well, listen,
at
you
a bar drunk, staggering, and she's supposed to be a mother of my child.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did I ever hit you?
Yeah, what the hell is this?
Oh, no.
What is
You were
this?
drunk.
Yeah, I was
I
drunk.
pushed you. Did I hit you?
I was
No.
drunk. Yeah.
And later today,
Do you really believe in this position that you've taken for me?
Absolutely.
Well, then let me tell you where you're all wet.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
I would hope that whatever judge hears your case and hears your petition for paternity and custody or visitation, whatever you will be seeking, does a full forensic examination, that is a full psychiatric and psychological evaluation of both of you. And I would assume that once those forensics are done, if they are done by a qualified person, the judge will have all the information that he or she needs to make an appropriate order for custody or visitation. My case here is a very simple one. You have not established to my satisfaction that she took anything from this apartment that belonged to you, and I am dismissing your lawsuit. With the proviso, sir, that if you want visitation, and not just to be tootin', you go into court yourself, you don't need a lawyer, you petition the court to be legally declared the father of this child. They will immediately make an order of support so that I, the taxpayer, don't have to support your child, which I am doing now. I am doing now.
She won't let me pay child support.
Just a second.
She wants
I
to
don't want
keep
you.
collecting
Just a
ATC
second.
and get my child away from me.
Listen to me. Judge, listen to me, Judge. Full forensic examinations before you make any order. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please. Take your time.
She keeps their marriage going, and she's told me some of the things that she does with them.
He's jealous.
He's jealous of the relationship
Maybe because
that we
he has
have.
to sit in his bedroom with his mags.
Parties on Young versus Cornelius. Step forward, please.
Financial controller Lucinda Young says she loaned Aaron Cornelius money and even adjusted his tax deductions because she felt sorry for him, but he won't pay her back.
Miss Young, I gather that you work in the accounting department where the defendant works as an employee. Is that correct?
I'm the controller.
According to your complaints, he came to you and asked to borrow $168. That was a personal loan. You gave him $168. He hadn't paid you back.
Right.
Is that it?
That's it.
You say it has nothing to do with a personal loan.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Well, let's hear what your defense is.
My defense is that she had told me that the government was taking too much money away from me on each paycheck, that she can correct that by blocking my taxes for periods of time.
What do you mean blocking your taxes?
Basically where the money comes to me now instead of at the end of the year.
So she was going to add more deductions for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say in your answer to this claim that as a result of that, it cost you some money.
That's correct.
How much money did it cost you?
Approximately almost $500 at the end of the year that I ended up owing due to this block.
It's not a block. It's just changing the number of deductions.
Changing the number of deductions, yes.
Well, let me ask you, sir, how did you come to ask her, how did she come to give you this $168? I want you to tell me exactly what happened. She's in her office.
Right. I had approached her and told her that due to what we have did to my paycheck, that it had ended up making me owe at the end of the year, and it was hurting me financially, and she had offered to help. And she said she had wrote me out a check for $168, and I said thank you, and I didn't assume that it was a loan due to the fact that it was her negligence that brought me to this point anyway.
Now you want to tell me your version of how this came about?
Well, Aaron came into my office and said, I've been making payments all along to the IRS. And this was in October of '96, so obviously his tax return, I assume, was filed on time in April. He said, I owe $168, or they're going to garnish me. Well, we don't like garnishments where I work because they cause a little extra work for all of us. And, you know, I've known Aaron for as long as he's worked at the company. And I said, Aaron, how much is it? How much do you need to not be garnished? He said, $168. I said, okay, I'll write you a check. Pay me back when you can. Here's $168. The garnishment came through next week, the following week. I said, what'd you do with the money? But obviously that's history now. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, but you said to him, here's the $168, pay me back when you can.
He offered to sign a note. In fact, that was the first thing he said before I even offered to give him the money. He said, I'm happy to sign a note, whatever it takes, but I need this money now. I said, you don't need to sign a note. I know you. You've been working here a while. I won't do it again, but...
Now, Mr. Cornelius, do you really believe in your position, sir?
Excuse me?
Do you really believe in this position that you've taken before me?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Well, then let me tell you where you're all wet.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
She explained to you, if I believe what you say, that if you took, let's say, 4 deductions, you would get more in your salary each week, and it would probably be a wash with regard to taxes. You wouldn't have to pay any taxes, and you would end up with more dollars in your hand, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So what happened was, you still got more dollars. She didn't get any gain out of this, you did. If she put more deductions, that means you got more money in your paycheck each week. Why should she have to pay for that? She didn't write a company check, she wrote her own personal check. You still got the money.
Okay.
Now, did you go to her office and say, if I don't send them $168, they're going to garnish my salary?
That's correct.
And did she say to you, I'll give you the $168 because we don't like that to happen, you'll give it back to me when you can?
She had said to assist me, yes. She did say she would assist me, yes.
You left out the last part, Mr. Cornelius.
That's correct, because I don't recall that part.
Well, she recalls it, and it sounds very logical to me.
Well, I have it in an email here that he intended to pay me back.
Because you kept hounding me about it, and I was going to try to
just a
square it away.
second. Did you put it in a letter to her that you were going to pay her back?
Yeah, because she kept
Good.
hounding me about it.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $168. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out the back door to your right. This is case number 143 on the calendar in the matter of Snook versus Snook. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
You folks were married for 8 years. You're still married, but in the process of getting a divorce.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
You have 2 kids?
Yes.
How old are they?
8 and 3. 8 and 3?
Boy and a girl?
Yes.
At issue in this case are 2 loans that were made during the course of your marriage. One for $3,500? $3,800 to your mother.
Yes.
And another one to a friend for $1,500.
Correct.
Correct.
You, sir, seem to acknowledge that these loans were made, but refuse to contribute towards repaying them.
Yes.
You're going to tell me why in a minute, I assume. Also at issue are possession of wedding photographs. Is that in an album?
There's a few that he has that he's taken out, but I have some, he has some, but I prefer to have them all together.
They're more like personal photos, private photos that she would like to have back.
I'm talking about the wedding photos.
The wedding photos?
Yes.
There was a few he had, but that was not the issue. The ones that were the issue was the private, personal photos that we had that I want back. And the photos of our kids, videotapes of the children that he has.
Well, first, let's talk about the loans, then we'll talk about these photographs. What was this loan for $3,800 to her mother? What was it for?
Money accumulated through the time of our marriage that her mom had loaned her.
What do you mean loaned her?
Excuse me. Yes, thank you.
Just a second.
Sorry.
I don't need help. What do you mean that she loaned her?
Some of the loans I knew about, some of the loans I did not know about. They were for bills that we accumulated.
Well, sir, you seem to acknowledge that her mother made loans to you as a couple
Yes.
for your bills in the amount of $3,800. Now, that doesn't mean that he's responsible to pay the $3,800. You understand that?
That he's not responsible to pay it?
No, he's only responsible to pay a portion of it.
Yes.
Half of it. You seem not to understand that in your papers.
Well, he won't pay any of it.
You understand, at least I hope you understand now, that he is not solely responsible for paying the $3,800. If your mother made a loan to the two of you as a couple, it seems reasonable for each of you to be responsible for half of that loan, unless you can give me some reason why you shouldn't be responsible for half of that loan.
I don't think I should be responsible for any of the loan.
Well, you're going to tell me why in a second. We haven't gotten to that part yet. First, I want to make sure that she's being reasonable.
First
Then
off,
I'll get to your being reasonable.
First off, I do think he should pay for most of it too, because part of the loan that we took out, she wrote off $2,500 of it through my college education that I had before I met Jamie. And
I don't understand that.
We had a debt of about $6,500, and she wrote off $2,500 of it as a thank you to me for me paying for my own college.
I'm not talking about your college, madam. I'm talking about the money that your mother lent, come on, for your household bills, which were $3,800. I assume over the course of time this was in dribs and drabs.
Yes, and part of it also was for his vending that he had to take out, and I figure he should pay for that.
For his what?
He has vending machines, like snack machines and stuff.
Were the vending machines the source of your family's income?
No.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I work at special effects and repairs on rides.
And you also have some vending machines?
Yes.
And what did you do with the money that you got from these vending machines?
I was paying on the loan that was taken out for the machines, and the accounts were small, so they weren't making enough to pay the loans.
So you were hoping that this business would get going?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to debate this with you any further. You are responsible for half of these loans. Now, let's get to you. You don't think you should be responsible for any loan to her mother?
Correct.
Tell me why.
Currently, I'm paying out a month right now for my expenses and her expenses, $2,800 a month. That's just monthly payments. I write out every month in checks.
Right.
And then I have another $10,000 of other unpaid bills that I'm going to be responsible to pay for also. So as a contribution towards this, she can take care of that loan while I'm taking care of my living expenses.
Do you work?
Presently, right now, no, I don't.
Well, how are you supporting yourself?
Right now, Jamie is supporting us with what he gives us, but Jamie seems to only want to pay when he wants to pay the bills, and he doesn't have a $10,000 debt that I'm involved in. So I disagree with what he's saying there.
What kind of work had you been doing?
I'm a hairdresser. And I did for 10 years, and I supported Jamie for the first 2 years of our relationship.
I assume that when the divorce is over, you're going to go back to work.
I'm going back to work.
So, sir.
Yes.
Right now, are you voluntarily paying this $2,800, or are you paying it by court order?
Voluntarily.
You're going to have to allocate some of that money towards repaying the loan to her mother. Half of it. Do you understand? $1,800. Half the loan to her mother. Now you have a $1,500 loan to a friend. What was that for? Who wants to tell me?
It was a loan she had taken out from a friend of hers to catch up on some bills we were behind on, and...
Mr. Snook, you keep saying she took out the loans to catch up on bills that we were behind on.
Well...
You mean she asked for the loan?
She did.
And you, too, spent the money on household bills that you were behind on?
Yes.
So, why shouldn't you be responsible for paying back half of those bills?
Initially, I would have felt I was responsible to pay back half, or pay the full amount of the loan or half the loan, except for on the time of our disputing of our difficult times, this gentleman started calling the house and asking her out, and they would go out to the bar and they'd meet and have drinks and stuff. And I thought it was very disrespectful for him to go after my wife and as a friend, and I don't feel like I should pay him now.
You don't have to love him, sir. You just have to pay him. And you only have to pay him half, so it should make you feel better.
I felt he was wrong on that because he felt I was having an affair with this guy, Terry, which I wasn't. He felt I was doing something behind his back, so he wasn't going to repay this loan. He tells me flat out that he's not repaying it because he says, I cheated with another man, and now I can do the debt. But that's not true. And
well, whatever. You asked Terry for the $1,500.
Only because he asked me to.
I did not.
Just a second. You sound, madam,
yes,
you sound like a very, very self-assured person. You didn't ask Terry only because he asked you to. I mean, he didn't strap you down.
No, I don't normally go out and ask people for money.
But you asked
friends.
Terry for this money. You have to pay $750 back to Terry, and so do you. Do you understand? That's
Yes,
fair.
ma'am.
We're talking about being fair. When a marriage breaks up, there are certain assets, and each of you will want half the assets, and there are certain liabilities.
Yeah, but being that I owe him money, I don't think he should be contacting my wife and trying to go out with her.
That's none of your business at this point.
Well, there was a
Just a second. Don't respond. That's none of your business at
That
this
was
point.
disrespectful as a friend, and then expect me to pay him money after he's trying to sleep with my wife. And then he wants his money back, so he gets her and the money too.
Let me explain something to you. You made this debt. You and your wife made this debt. If it turned out that you didn't like him over anything, whether you felt that he was disrespectful towards you because he was pursuing your wife, whether that's true or not, it's really not relevant. Whether he disrespected you in some other way, that does not negate the fact that you owe this money. Somebody is going to have to pay him back the money, and you originally agreed to pay him back this money as a couple. Period. End of discussion. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Now let's get to the rest of the stuff, which all sometimes is the most sticky of wickets with regard to people who are divorcing.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She's a black widow, and you let her come in.
Yeah, but
She did her little nest, and you fell for it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melinda Snook says her husband James cheated on her. James says Melinda was unfaithful. While waiting for a divorce, they have brought their dispute over 2 loans before Judge Judith Sheindlin.
Wedding photographs, photographs of the children, videos of the babies. These things are treasures of the children's, not really yours. It's interesting, 50% of the marriages in this country unfortunately fail. It's a sad statistic, but true. And so many wedding albums end up having heads cut out of them. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Because that's what you choose to do. Truth is, when your children are adults and much older and you're not here anymore, your children and grandchildren would like to be able to look at their family histories. So I want you to think of these photographs of your wedding and the times that you spent together with your children as really being, you're holding them in trust for your kids. They're not really yours. The wedding albums really will have no sentimental value for you, but they will for your children. The wedding photographs should not be headless. This picture, you have no head in that picture. He has no head. So I don't care how you deal with that. If one person wants to keep them and put them in a vault, we can do that. Or it's very easy. We live in a very technologically sophisticated era. You can make copies of pictures. You can make copies of videos. So you have family videos that are in your possession. Is that right?
yes.
And you would like them.
Not just the family videos. He also has some personal pictures I want to make sure I get back.
Let's talk about the personal pictures in a second. I'm talking about the children's pictures. If that's not an issue, then don't waste my
Oh, no,
time.
it is an
We put
issue.
it in you put it in your paper, so
Oh,
I'm
yes, I want
addressing
the
it.
videos because he said I couldn't have them.
Sir,
Yes.
she should have every picture that you have in your possession. or a copy thereof. You have pictures in your possession?
At home, yes.
Well, whether they're at home or whatever.
I already made the albums for the kids. That's why I want these pictures back.
Fine. He would like copies of all the pictures that you have. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is that reasonable?
Yes.
Good. So you add them all up. If you have 100 pictures, each one of you pay for 50 and make copies. So now you have half. And if you have a video that you want, is it a video of the kids?
Yes.
How many videos do you have of the children?
About roughly 8 or 9. I have them here.
Let me see what they're on. What kind of thing are they on?
I'm on VHS tape, Judge.
8
Just a second. My technical advisor is giving me some information.
He can copy them on a VHS tape.
Good. You can copy them on a
VHS tape.
VHS tape. Make her a copy. So she has a copy and you have a copy. Is that fair?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, the photos that you want, I assume, the personal photos, because of the way you say it to me, probably of photographs that you would not like to have broadcast.
Exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believed everything she said, that she was fooling around on me and cheating on me, and I took it very hard.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. A divorcing couple, Melinda and James Snook, have come before Judge Judith Sheindlin to decide who should pay for outstanding loans.
Are they
Yes.
all there, sir?
Yes.
And the tape?
Just a second. I want you,
And
this is a
negatives?
tape,
Yes.
the tape in issue. Don't tell me what's on it. This is a family courtroom. I want you to look at these photographs and tell me if these are the photographs that you have a problem with. Okay?
If they're not all there?
Well, don't speculate. Look.
Most of them.
Okay.
There's a few I can see that he might not call bad, that I still consider bad, but aren't in there.
But these are the worst
Yes.
of the lot.
Yes.
Now, you want them back or you want them destroyed?
Destroyed.
We're good at that. Okay, so
And
you
no
understand the
copies were
ground
made?
rules? Everything that you have of the kids, everything that you have of the kids is going to be copied so that each of you has a copy, so that hopefully the children will have always copies, pictures of themselves growing up,
Exactly.
that you will each have photographs. Hopefully that the children will always have the photographs to look back on. And you, sir, are going to give her a check for $2,650, and you are going to assume those two debts yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay? Now, is there anything that I've left out?
Yes.
What?
A mutual friend of ours that caused this whole thing, that he is bothering to leave out why he won't pay the debts.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She was convincing, I guess.
Why? Why?
She told me what I wanted to hear.
Just a second. He's paying the debt.
There's more to this than that, though.
Listen to me, madam. I don't have all day. I got a lot of cases to do. I've just resolved every issue that you presented to me in your complaint. Okay? I'm not a psychiatrist. If you have a problem, you should see a therapist. I'm here to resolve legal issues. Now,
Well,
are there any other legal issue of property
Yes.
that I have not resolved?
There was some pictures, as I said, that are missing, that brought
know
into
about
a girl, it brings in another friend that caused a lot of problems.
Did you understand what I said, Miss Nook?
Yes.
Good. Is there any other property that you are interested in?
There is.
What?
There's a few, but I know she doesn't have them all. There might be nothing to you, but there are to me.
Listen to me. I have just resolved this. You understand what the court's ruling is?
Yes.
Good. One last bit of advice. You made two children. They're very young. They're 8 and 3 years old. You are going to have contact with each other for the next 20 years. Graduations, proms, engagements, weddings, after that, grandchildren. If your marriage is over for whatever reason, I want you to love your children more than you hate each other. Is that fair?
Yes.
Your children didn't ask to be born into a war zone. And I'm certain that when you had your kids, you had every intention of giving them a loving, secure home with two parents. That didn't work out. The children's emotional security should be paramount in your mind. And I want you to understand, and you to understand, that if either of the children has an emotionally damaged parent because of what you do to each other, that's going to hurt the kids. So I'm very serious with you. Love your children more than you hate each other. Okay? That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Good call, Judge. 125 on the calendar in the matter of McNeil versus Brick House. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You're welcome. You may be seated.
All right. According to these papers, the two of you were in a domestic partnership arrangement for quite some time. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
That arrangement, relationship is over. You claim, Mr. McNeil, that the defendant owes you almost $3,500.
That's correct.
Do you want to explain to me for what, sir?
We were in a relationship which parted in 1995, and Jason moved out, and he went through some problems and things, and towards the end of 1995, he didn't have anywhere to go. He couldn't afford to pay his rent and things like that, so I entered into an agreement with him that he could move in with me on the
How long had you been separated at that time, sir?
From June through December of 1995.
And how did it come about that he told you he was having these problems?
He called me one day at my office and said that he had lost his job, he'd been fired from his job, and would I go pick him up? And
does that sound familiar to you, sir?
No, that's not the way it happened, Your Honor. Mr. McNeil stayed in contact with me when he moved out, always. Was always in contact with me, and
But
we
you
were
was not together anymore.
No, it was more of a friendship. It wasn't like I called him because I lost my job.
Did you make an arrangement to move back into his home?
Yes, I did.
And what was the financial arrangement?
We split everything.
Was that how it was right from the beginning when you moved back in?
I was a little bit behind. I went back to work in May.
When did you move in?
January.
So you went back to work in May?
Correct.
So you owed him rent for January, February, March, April, and I assume part of May. Is that right? 5 months?
But I paid it. But that would be the most.
How did you pay it if you weren't working?
He received my unemployment checks, and also I was temping. I did do work here and there
What
during that
were
time.
your unemployment checks?
$200.
A what?
Every 2 weeks or something.
Did you receive any of his unemployment
I
checks?
never received any of his unemployment checks. In fact, he always came up with excuses. And just as an example, one day he called me and in tears on the telephone that he'd been down to cash his unemployment check at a cash checking place on Santa Monica and La Brea. He'd walked out with the cash and he'd been mugged.
Does that sound familiar to you?
No, that doesn't. I don't know what he's talking about.
That's the absolute truth.
I believe you, sir.
And I have people.
I believe you.
Thank you.
How much was the arrangement for rent?
Half of the rent. The rent at that time was $505, and he was going to pay $250. And also, as part of the agreement, it was basically just rent. And the rent actually included utilities and all that sort of thing. I never ever asked him for like food or if we were ever
All
going.
you wanted was the $250 a month. How many months did he live there?
From January through March this year. That's what, 12, 15 months?
And how much did he pay you during those 15 months?
He paid me, it was a total of about $2,000. Did you get a copy of this?
No,
with
I have
the
nothing,
payments?
sir. I just have your complaint and his answer.
That's a copy of the whole thing with the actual payments that he did make me, and those payments weren't made until he had gone back to work at his place of employment.
All right, well, certain of the monies were repaid. The rent was repaid, $2,000 worth. You have a whole list of things, checks written fraudulently and cashed. Yes. What is that about?
on September 8th last year, we got into an argument and I was actually arrested. He had already been arrested previously
for what?
for domestic violence.
I mean, you had a physical fight.
And during that time, part of the court, the judge actually asked him to move out of my apartment. And during that week that I was actually in jail for that week, when I got back...
Why were you in jail for a whole week?
I think it was a mess with the judicial system at the jail.
You mean they
downtown.
forgot about you?
I think so. So anyway, that's a whole other point. When I got back, 3 checks were written out of my checking account. He knew that I got paid during the time that I was in jail, and he wrote and cashed 3 checks to the value of $550 on my checking account.
Did you do that, sir?
Yes, I did, but I did not forge them. They were signed already.
Well, did you have permission to cash them?
No, I didn't have permission.
Well, then how come you did that?
I was mad at him. But, Your Honor, that money was paid back. You know, all this money that he's claiming...
Show me where it was paid back.
It was not. I don't have any receipts because I have tax liens against me. Everything I do is in cash. And I have a witness who is my current roommate now that will testify that I pay everything in cash, my utility bills, my rent, everything, because I can't open a checking account.
You can get money orders. You don't have to have a checking account, sir.
But I'm in a domestic relationship partner, Your Honor. I just give him the cash.
No, you weren't, sir. At the time that we're talking about, this domestic partnership had terminated and we were in a situation of a landlord and a tenant with regard to certain bills.
No, Your Honor, we weren't.
Well, you told me that.
He was still, at this time when this happened, we were still living in the same household, and he was still pretending to be my lover.
I don't understand.
Your Honor, I could witness that.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
They would come to my house in the desert as lovers. They would come to stay in my house in the desert.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You have a new friend. Ask him for money. What are you calling him?
He's not a new friend. I've known him for 10 years.
Fine, ask him for money.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 42-year-old Wayne McNeil is suing his former lover, 29-year-old Jason Brickhouse, alleging when they broke up, Jason didn't pay his share of the rent. Jason claims he paid the money in cash.
There are a lot of things charged here. Gas, gasoline. Why does he have your American Express card?
He took it from
When?
me. I have no idea. He used my American Express card to pay for a public storage unit in January of last year. I have no idea how he got
just a second. Sir, let me tell you why I have a problem with that. Because you have different dates here, but they're over a many-month period, so that when you saw the first bill for gas signed by him...
No, the gas and everything I did. I don't have a motor vehicle. He has a car, and because he never had any money, he was always asking me to put gas in his car because his job is during the weekends. He used to do deliveries for a messenger service, and he never had money to put gas in his car, so I would put gas in his car. And he always said that he would pay me back. This whole thing started...
No, that's nonsense. Come on. Let's talk about big things. Let's not talk about $11 for gas.
But it adds up.
Of course it adds up, sir, and if you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't have done it. And it went over a long enough period of time so that you could have said at any time, if these were loans, listen, you have to give me back the $11, the $4, the $14. Come on, let's get serious.
He was always saying, I would pay you when I get paid.
Let's get serious.
I would pay you when I get paid, and you never would.
Let's take care of the big things first. There is an agreement to pay $250 in rent over a 15-month period. I can't work these things.
$3,750, Judge.
And you say he paid you $2,000.
If that's what,
now,
yeah.
Did he pay you $2,000 in cash or check?
He paid me in cash.
Can I speak now?
Sure.
Your Honor, this whole relationship, I don't have receipts. I paid in cash. That's why I brought a witness in that will tell. That's what I do. I pay in cash.
I don't care if that's what your pattern is. He already said to you, you paid him in cash. He acknowledges that you paid him $2,000 in cash.
But
I don't care if that's what this witness is going to tell me.
He is lying.
Your witness is going to say that you pay all your bills by cash.
Right. Well, but they were also in a relationship together. It wasn't just roommates.
Listen to me. Just answer the questions that I posed to you.
Okay, Your Honor, this went on for a long period of time. I have a restraining order against Mr. McNeil. On June 22nd of this year, Mr. McNeil started pounding on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk. I threatened to call the police and have him thrown in jail. This case was filed on June 23rd. It's nothing more than harassment and retaliation because I don't want anything to do with them. That's all it is.
Go ahead, Mr. McNeil.
Okay. The whole reason that this case is here today is because on June 13, Jason called me and said, "Can you give me $20? I have no food in the house." I said, "No, I'm not going to give you $20, Jason." He said, "I'll pay you back on Monday when I get paid." I said, "I still can't give you the money." So I left to go out with some friends, and I went upstairs and I gave him $5. When I got home that night, I called him up and I left a message on his machine. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and admittedly it was a little sarcastic. It was the fact that, you know, you're obviously out drinking the $5 that I gave you, because he had also been sick all week during the week with stomach problems and things. So that was it. On Monday night, I went upstairs. He goes to a domestic violence class on Monday nights, which I've paid for the last 3 months, $40 every time when he hasn't got the $40 to pay for it. And knocked on his door. He comes to the door. He'd also been drinking. He said, "I'm not very pleased with you." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You leave nasty messages on my answer machine. I know I owe you money. I'll put it in an envelope and leave it under your door."
And I did. I left $65 in an envelope under his door after I got paid.
No,
and
you
I
did
said,
not.
from this point on, leave me alone.
No.
Just get out of my life and leave me alone.
Was there any money left under your door?
No, there was not.
Yes, there was.
There was not.
Sir, why are you still calling him for money?
I thought we could be friends, but obviously we couldn't.
You're a user.
No,
I want to tell you something. You're a user. Because if you're not together anymore and you have a new friend.
You want to ask him why he... Sorry.
You have a new friend. Ask him for money. What are you calling him?
He's not a new friend.
No.
I've known him for 10 years. We are just roommates.
Fine. Ask him for money.
He won't pay him.
Why?
He won't lend him money. Sorry.
You're a user because
I disagree
you called
with
him.
you, Your Honor.
Well,
He
you may
used
disagree
me.
with me, but since I'm the judge, I get the last word.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Whatever she did was an accident if she transgressed on your rights as a pedestrian. What you did was a purposeful act of vandalism.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
There are certain things that I find were agreements between the two of you, and that was that when he moved back in, he was supposed to pay rent. Rent was $250 a month. I believe you when you say that he paid $2,000 of that $3,750 amount that he was supposed to pay. So I have $1,750 left that he owes you. I also want to ask you one question, just you. Did he pay you back this $550 that he wrote in forged checks?
No, he didn't.
I believe that too, that he did not pay you back. So I'm adding that. That's $2,300. Do you understand? That's what I'm giving you.
Okay.
Don't give him any more money.
Don't worry, I'm not.
Good. Judgment in the case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,300. That's all.
Please excuse you. You may step out.
Thank you.
Out the back door to your right, please.
When he's been drinking, he gets violent, and
I don't know where this is coming from, but this is ridiculous.
Excuse me, Michael.
And now the next case.
Party's on. Kirk versus Schwartz. Step forward, please.
Danielle Kirk says bookkeeper Ronit Schwartz banged her car with a bag of groceries. Ronit says she only touched the car as Danielle drove recklessly through the parking lot.
Ms. Kirk, you allege in your papers that the defendant damaged your car when she hit it intentionally with a bag of groceries.
That is correct.
You want to tell me where you were and how this happened, please?
On July the 9th, I was backing out of a parking spot at the Pavilions shopping center, and I was 2/3 of the way out of the lot when I noticed
Out
that
of the lot or out of the...
out of a parking space, when I noticed that the defendant had stepped behind my car with a small child. So I stopped and let her proceed behind my car, and as she crossed in front of my car to get to her car, she stopped and started yelling obscenities and whatnot. So I just looked at her. I didn't say anything. I made no gestures to her. She finished crossing in front of my car and started walking towards her car, and I turned my car and proceeded to try and exit the lot. When the car behind me honked, she turned and swung a bag of groceries and hit the side of my car.
The car behind you?
Was honking at me to leave, but I couldn't leave because she was standing in front of my car. So as I went to leave, she turned and swung and hit my car.
All right, let me try to understand this. There were rows of parked cars.
Correct.
You're backing out of the spot.
Yes.
The defendant and her child were walking and were behind your car, so you stopped.
Yes.
Then you say she came around to the front of your car.
Yes, she was crossing in front of my car to get to her car.
So then you finished pulling out, so your car was backed out.
Correct.
And sort of with the nose heading towards the exit.
Right.
And she was at this point in front of your car. So you couldn't move.
Right.
And then a car behind you that was also trying to exit, you said?
They wanted my spot. They wanted to pull into the spot that I was leaving out of.
Okay, so they honked.
Right.
And then she swung her bag of groceries.
And she turned and swung and hit the side of my car.
Did you hear it?
Yes.
What did it sound like?
It was a loud thump. There was something heavy in her bags.
Okay. Did you get out and look at the car at that time?
Yes, I did.
And what did you see?
I saw a dent behind the passenger side door where the door opens, and I showed it to her.
Okay. And you got out, and then what happened?
I asked her why she did it. She admitted that she did it. At first, she said she swung a bag of groceries. Then she said she hit her hand on my car. Then she changed the story the third time and said it was just a box of cereal. But we
Did she say why she did it?
No, she did not.
You have an estimate for the damage?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? Ms. Schwartz, you want to tell me your version of these events, please?
Yes. I was walking with my daughter on, there were two lanes of cars with their backs to us on the left side of the lane. I was walking and her car came out. We were there and her car came out of the parking spot and I grabbed my daughter and moved back. Then she started proceeding, not letting me go first. She started proceeding and I said, wait a minute, hold it, because we were there. Then she made kind of motions that we could walk in front of her car, and we started walking in front of her car and she proceeded to go. It's like, you know, she didn't really give us enough time. Then she passed us and I was behind the car already, and I turned around with, my 8-year-old had 2 bags and I had 2 bags, and I turned around to yell something because I was angry. And then all of a sudden she pulled over, she blocked my car where I was. And then she started saying, you hit my car, you deliberately hit my car.
Well, you did hit her car with your groceries.
Not intentionally.
No, Mrs.
Absolutely.
Schwartz, that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
No.
Yes, it is
you were
true.
No, Mrs. Schwartz. You were angry and you hit her car with the groceries.
No, I did not deliberately hit her car with my groceries. I turned her car around. Her car was already past me. I had my daughter's. I had 2 bags of groceries. She had 2 bags of groceries, plus I was holding her hand. Because on 3 separate times she wouldn't let us.
In order to cause a dent in the car of over $400, you had to accidentally whip around.
Except that I didn't cause
Not,
that
madam,
dent.
just turn around so that the bag of groceries taps it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you perfectly.
I understand what you're saying, but I never was near the passenger side of her car. I was behind it when she had already stopped, and I never deliberately attacked her with my groceries.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mrs. Schwartz, judges are only human beings. We don't deal with computers, so you have to rely on what is common sense. And our own human experience. And having driven myself in parking lots, been a pedestrian on the street, I can't tell you that, especially when I'm in New York City, how many taxi cabs I would like to hit with a heavy object. You remember those days?
Oh, Judge, I know.
Right? Because you feel as if people are being inconsiderate, people are not being careful enough behind the wheel, and you want to be able to respond to it. Mrs. Schwartz, you lost your temper. You owe her $432.69. Whatever she did was an accident if she transgressed on your rights as a pedestrian. What you did was a purposeful act of vandalism that's going to cost you $432. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Oshrin versus Stimson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am, sir.
All right, this case involves a traffic dispute. Miss Oshrin, you look like an otherwise intelligent lady. Got yourself involved with this dispute. You want to tell me about it, please?
It was Saturday night, and I was going to get dinner for my husband. I was waiting at a left-hand turn on Sherman Way, which is a busy street.
What kind of a car were you driving?
I was driving a rental car. It was a little Mercury Mystique, I believe. And I was sitting there waiting for traffic to go. There was 2 more cars that needed to go by. It was a little distance between, but not enough. And while I was sitting there, another car came up and started blaring on the horn at me. Didn't let off, so I waited, made my turn. The car tailgated me and followed me into the parking lot where I was going, which was another left in there. And so I turned down the first row of cars, you know, trying to go where I needed to go and get out of the way. And started to go towards the right, and car, you know, kind of punched it a little bit to the right, so I just stopped, figuring, go around me. I'm not moving. And I had a
And it
dog.
was the same car that had been
Yeah, it
blowing
was the same one
the
tailgating
horn.
me.
What kind of car was that?
Well, I couldn't tell until it was later, and it was a '81 Toyota truck.
Truck?
Little pickup. It was small.
Driver. Go.
And so anyway, then when I stopped, I had a dog in the car that I was trying to adopt. And so I checked on the dog, just because she's nervous anyway. And when I looked up, there was, you know, the defendant was walking down towards me, you know, towards my car. So I locked the door, and he came up, kneeled down, and told me I got my license from a Cracker Jack box. And so he kneeled there for a second, paused, he got up, and leaned forward and spit through the crack I had in my window, in my face. So, and then he turned around and walked back, and I got out to get his license plate. His car was parked like maybe an inch off of mine, and what I could see, there was no plate. So I started to walk back, and when I started to walk, he turned around again, and so I yelled at him for spitting in my face, and he turned around, and we ended up in a kicking fight. He started kicking me, so I kicked him back, and finally I just, you know, I didn't kick it, but I pushed the door with my foot, because it was at an angle, and he was on one side, and it pushed him back into the truck. So I went back to my car, and as I was walking back to the car, he came up and grabbed me by the shoulder and kind of pushed me and started to beat up the car, tried kicking my car. Then he turned around and came at me again. So, you know, he ended up spitting in my face. So I was holding him back because he was walking at me. And by the time we kind of did like a circle and came back by the car, and the car was on the side of me. So I was, you know, while I'm holding him back, there was a girl that came walking down from the other side, you know, quickly at us. So I glanced at her, and when I glanced at her, he hit me in the jaw. So.
And then what happened?
Well, my head went that way, and then I turned around and I ducked. And when I did that, I ended up ripping his shirt because I was still holding. And somebody grabbed my arm, you know, for the other direction. So I went that way, and when I looked up, he had 4 or 5 people holding him back. So I went back again to try to get the license plate, and I guess they let him go because I was probably about halfway down there, and he came back and he started pushing me, and I walked like a big circle to the back, and finally got the plate, you know, and he turned around and left once he realized, I guess, what I got.
All right. What kind of medical costs did you have?
I've got chiropractic and for my my jaw. It was actually, it's a specialist. He went through 2 referrals to get to it. He wants, together they're like 44, 60 something, 64 right now. Here's another one. This goes with it. That's all, everything. The bill's right behind it.
I have a lot of questions to ask you.
Okay.
The first one that comes to my mind, as a woman, if some nut comes up to your car and you know that he's been tailgating you, and I don't think that there's any question that he was tailing you, because I read your complaint and I read his answer. So common sense suggests to me he was annoyed, honking his horn. You live in California? It's surprising. People in California don't blow their horns a lot. You know, people in New York blow their horns if you're, you know, delayed a split second. Here, everybody sort of hangs out and gives you a chance. I found the drivers here very polite. So, where are you from?
California?
Well, you didn't learn the rules, sir. The rules are you're not supposed to honk your horn.
I beeped my horn briefly. I did not lay on the horn.
I didn't say lay on the horn. I said honk your horn. You honked your horn.
Yes, I did. If someone sits at a green light with no oncoming cars for a good 10 to 15 seconds, they either have car problems or they're just ignorant.
Well, maybe she had car problems.
She obviously didn't.
Ooh. I'll get to you in a minute. It's going to be interesting. I'm not finished with you yet because I'm trying to figure out whether you have all your screws.
Okay.
He comes up to your car, says something that is, it's aggressive. It's aggressive because he stopped his car, he's gotten out of his car, he's approached your car, and you don't know whether he's a nut, right? Somebody dangerous, or just a flake, right? You have your window open a little bit. According to you, he spits in your face. And you get out of the car?
Yeah, I did.
Who are you?
I'm Dan Moran. I witnessed what happened that night.
Wonderful. Perfect. You would agree with me, Mr. Moran, that that's pretty stupid.
That was my first question.
Perfect. For that, you don't have an answer.
No. Well, I wanted his plate.
Your life is more important than his license plate.
True.
And then, after he's put his hands on you, after he struck you in the jaw, after all of that, you still wanted his plate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want to tell you something. Somebody spits at me, and you had had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin is suing 31-year-old Frank Stimson for assault during a traffic dispute. Frank admits he insulted Carolyn, but denies her allegations of assault.
Now, your version.
I drove up to the light. She was at the light in front of me, a green light. No traffic was oncoming at that time. I waited for about 10 to 15 seconds. I beeped my horn briefly. She pulled forward approximately 5 to 10 feet and slammed on her brakes. I waited, kind of scratched my head and said, wow, what's that about? She pulled forward through the intersection after that. And when she got into the crosswalk on the other side, she slammed on her brakes again. I sat in the middle of the street with the car coming towards the passenger side of my car. And then the same thing happened again in the next driveway. She consistently tried to get me to rear-end her.
No, she wasn't. She was probably trying to irritate you. This lady, what do you think? She's a scam artist? She's trying to get you to rear-end her? No, she was trying to irritate you
She's
like you
driving
irritated
a rental
her.
car. She doesn't care about the car. She wants money. That's why we're here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear.
When we got in the parking lot, she moved along at a snail's pace.
Just a second. How many lanes are there in the parking lot?
There's one going forward and one going the opposite
So
way.
there's only one way that you could have gone? Is that what you're telling me? Because there's a witness here.
Yes. There's
only one lane that you can go to.
No, I was following her because I wanted to ask her why she was trying to get me to hit her.
That's right. So you were following her.
At that point, yes.
Okay. Why were you following her?
Why was I following her? Because
my
we were
question.
both happened to be going the same way at the time. I was going in to develop some film. I don't know why she pulled in the parking lot.
Just a second. You don't... Stupid isn't written here. You just told me that you were following her. That's what you told me. You could have avoided the confrontation by just going in a different direction. So, you stopped your truck, and you got out of your truck, and you walked over to her side, to the driver's window. And what happened at the driver's window?
I had asked her if she got her driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box.
And she said?
She didn't say anything. She just stared at me and laughed.
And what did you do?
I laughed back. I told her that she was kind of a ridiculous driver, acting like a child, and she should go get a real driver's license.
Did you spit at her?
No, I did not.
Oh, I think you're lying.
I did not. I may have used lots of profanity, but I did not
Well,
spit at
you
her.
may have used lots of profanity.
I was kind of upset. Anytime someone tries to get rear-ended, something's wrong with them. I told
She
her
wasn't
what I
trying to
thought.
get rear-ended, sir.
She was. If you do this 5 to 6 times, slam on your brakes, that's not normal.
You know what's not normal? Not normal is looking for trouble. Now,
That's what she was doing.
No, listen to me. You started it. She continued it. Right?
Okay.
Is that right? You were annoyed that he honked his horn. Correct?
Yeah, I was annoyed.
So that when you got to the intersection, when you made your turn, and he was following you, you figured, I'm going to give him a little bit of agita. And you slowed down. Is that right?
I went slow because it wasn't far to turn.
And you went slow because you knew that he was behind you. That's what happened. Right?
Yeah, but there's another lane there too, so.
I understand that. He could have gone around you.
Yeah.
He didn't want to. So you were being dumb.
Okay.
And he was being dumb. So, I don't think you would have gotten out of your car if he had not spit at you.
Nope.
Because there would have been no basis for her, sir, to try at that point to get your plate. None whatsoever. So I believe that you spit at her while using profanity. Now,
I used lots of profanity. I
step
did not
up here, sir.
spit.
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
know this lady?
No, I don't.
Do you know this gentleman?
No, I don't.
I'm going to settle this right now. Tell me what you saw.
When I was finished doing my shopping there in the center, I have a convertible car, so I saw everything. It was very unusual. They were making a left turn into the parking lot from Sherman Way into the driveway. It's a very short distance. I see these two cars come in, and the guy was no further than this far behind her, bumper, right on her butt, right on the bumper. He gets out, and at first I'm thinking, well, is this like from a movie? It's like, it was so surreal that, well, it must be a couple, they must be fighting, a domestic dispute, something like that. But what happened, this guy gets out of his car and starts screaming at her. She's got a little crack like that in the window. And I'm like, what is this? And he spits at her, puts a big old loogie on her. And I at first I said, well, when I saw her get out of the car, I thought, well, it must be a domestic thing. Hey, I got on the cell phone. I called the police right away. And then all of a sudden, there's 5 other guys on top of this dude trying to restrain him from beating her up. I don't blame her for jumping out of her car. This guy was totally out of control, very out of line. So,
See what happens? Sometimes you have an independent witness, sir.
He is not an independent witness.
Oh, tell
Nobody
me.
put their hands on me.
Just a
but
second.
Her.
Just a second.
I should be able to state the rest of my case.
I'm going to let you. I just want you to listen to him before you state the rest of your case.
How close
he doesn't
was he?
know. He doesn't know.
How can he see any of this?
He just told you. He was in his convertible car. He saw exactly how you came in. Is that right, sir?
the cars were no further than the edge of that
far
table
away were
there.
you?
I was right to the right side of it. So I saw all
And
of it.
you were the one who called the police.
From my cell phone, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You got to go on the women's wrestling team, man. You have a nice day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin and Frank Stimson are in court after a traffic dispute turned violent. Both motorists claim they were assaulted during their argument in a parking lot.
Mr. Stimson, tell me the rest of your case, sir.
Okay, so when I started walking away after I gave her a piece of my mind, not my lungs, I started walking away. She exited her car, ran towards me. I backed up. She ran over and kicked the side of my truck. I said, if that's what you want to do, I went over and kicked her car. She said, it's not my car anyway, ha, 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 and started yelling and screaming at me. She came at me. She tried to kick me approximately 20 to 30 times, at least, swinging at me. At one point, she got a hold of my shirt and she socked me in the face. At that point, and only at that point, did I raise a hand and I pushed her away to try to get away from her. And I have a witness sitting right here who watched the whole thing also.
Step up. Name?
Marcia Gerard. We were turning left, and it was a long time before she did turn. And she did make a couple of breaks before she entered the driveway, and then stopped at the crosswalk. Then we followed her in, or Frank followed her in, turned left and followed right behind her. He did get out of the car, went to her, and I...
Just a second. Now you're in the car.
Mm-hmm.
What is he saying to you as he's pulling up behind her?
He's just saying, what is wrong? You know, is there something wrong with this lady or
no,
the person?
exactly what is he saying? I don't think that this man said, I wonder what's wrong with this lady.
No, he did. He said, what is wrong? Does she not go, or is she sick or something? Is there something wrong?
He thought she might be sick. Is that what you're telling me?
Or else she's injured or something. I mean, she would not go. He honked the horn a couple of times.
So he thought she might be injured. So he ran up to the car and, according to him, said, did you get your license from a Cracker Jack box? Yes. He didn't go up to the car and say, are you all right?
No.
So he wasn't so concerned that she was sick. Because that's what you would do if somebody is sick. Well, are you an intelligent woman?
Yes, I am.
Did you say to him, Frank, don't get out of the car. This isn't worth... What are you getting out of the car for? Did you say that to him?
No.
Why not?
I just figured he'd handle it himself.
Sir.
One important fact that hasn't been brought up yet, this clown, after he assaulted this woman, this clown left the scene.
I was the one that was
He
assaulted,
left
sir.
the scene. He drove away as the police were arriving and went home, I guess, and made the call because the police got the call because he knew he had screwed up and filed a claim against her, which is totally wrong.
It's so easy when you have an eyewitness who's not related to anybody. What kind of work do you do, sir?
I work in retailing as a business consultant.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, sir, I thank you for coming to court today. Too often citizens who see something happen don't participate in the process.
I felt it was my civic duty, ma'am.
You waited for the police?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Stayed through the whole thing. She was traumatized.
Okay. Well, I want to tell you something. She may be traumatized, but she's not smart.
Well...
She was just lucky
yes.
that he didn't have more than his spit
yeah.
to hurl at her.
Yeah.
Because he might have, and then she would have been in real trouble.
Very true.
So I hope, madam, that you learned a lesson. A car is a dangerous thing. You don't use it to get even. You don't use it to, you just don't do that. It's not smart. But if you're involved in a dispute with somebody, whether you're a man or a woman, you stay in your car. And if you have a phone in your car, terrific. Otherwise, you drive around and look for a police officer or for somebody else and say, could you please call 911? You don't get out of your car, because otherwise you wind up with that sort of injury.
True.
I would like to say I've got pictures. Now, I was the one attacked here, and if your statement is so correct, why don't you state what you really saw as far as the altercation went, to where a man is backing away from a woman and a woman is coming at him aggressively, swinging, kicking, and flailing.
Well,
Thank you.
Judge, just answer me.
Obviously, this man was filled with road rage. And it's very obvious. The way that he pulled in right on, it was so weird.
Does
you see someone pulling
in
a
have
car?
anything to do with
Excuse me,
physical
I have
abuse?
the floor.
Just a
Excuse
second.
me.
Did you see her assault him?
No, not at all.
Did you
No.
see anybody kick a car?
You're at fault here, fella.
Did you see
Listen,
anybody
stop
kick a
fighting
car?
with each other. Listen to me. I heard enough.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're suing him for $5,000. You're counterclaiming for $2,000.
Yes.
You, sir.
Would you like to see the physical abuse? I've got pictures.
Oh, sure. I'll take a
of
look at
many
your pictures.
scratches.
I'll take a look
and
at your pictures.
abrasions.
I'll take a look at your picture, sir. I want to tell you something. Somebody spits at me, and there isn't a question in my mind that you spit at her. Somebody did it to me. You would have had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot.
Yeah. That's fine.
Judgment
If I
in this
had
case is
spit
for the
at-
plaintiff in
if
the
I
amount
had
of
spit at her.
$5,000, and the countersuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy will continue.
The calendar in the matter of Sievertson versus Lusinski. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, ma'am, have a seat.
Why would you give him your credit card?
I didn't give him my credit card. I purchased things for him on my credit card because we were in a relationship for a long time, and he said that he was going to pay me back.
Did you live together?
No.
So you dated?
Mm-hmm.
Over what period of time?
About 8 months.
And tell me about the first time that you started putting things on your credit card.
I guess we went to the mall, and he wanted to get, I think it was Sony PlayStation was the first thing that I got him.
What's a Sony PlayStation?
It's a video game system. and I got that for him because he said he really wanted it, and he said, you know, he couldn't come up with all the money at one time, so if I put on my credit card, he could come up with the monthly payments.
Mr. Lunzinski, does that sound familiar to you?
No, Your Honor.
You remember this video game?
I never asked for anything. They were gifts.
Tell me about being at the mall, sir.
I went to the mall. She surprised me, talking about she wasn't going to tell me anything what we were going to do at the mall. But, you know, she had all that inside of her, what she wanted to, you know, buy me. So we went out. She bought me a Sony PlayStation. She took it in her responsibility to where she wanted to go out, you know. I mean, they're gifts. I didn't ask her to buy them. She knew that I wanted them.
I just asked you about one thing, sir, and you go and give me a whole song and dance. You ever hear the expression, "me think the gentleman protests too much"? Did you ever hear that? Charles Schultz didn't say that. What next, madam?
The car, my car. I was out of town on a business trip with my father, and my car was parked at his house. And I did mention that I did want to sell my car, but I needed to get at least $900 for it because I still owed that money on it. So I guess someone was driving by his house and said that they wanted to buy it, and so Lance sold the car to this guy that I didn't even know for, he said $1,000. So I said, okay, that's fine, you know, I'll do everything when I get back. So
what happened?
Nothing happened with that. I kept calling him, and the guy that bought the car changed.
How could he buy a car without you signing over your certificate? How could somebody buy a car without you signing over the certificate of title?
I don't know.
Where's the certificate of title for your car?
It wasn't in my name because I was going to get the title when I finished paying it off. So I have.
Whose name was it in?
In the person I bought it from, Dolores.
So the car wasn't in your name?
Right, because I needed to finish paying it off.
How did you sell a car that belonged to Dolores?
Well, if I can say one thing.
No. Answer my question.
How did I sell a car?
How do you sell a car to somebody that
No, that's a good
belonged
question. That's something
to
that,
Dolores?
Your Honor, I haven't figured out for the last 4 months. You know, the guy wanted to buy the car. He came to look at the car. I got a hold of her. She wanted to sell the car. But and the guy was supposed to give me $600, which I couldn't get $600 for the car. So the car had so many problems, you know, even though, I mean, I did something.
How do you sell a car without a certificate of title? You mean he just gave you money and he took the car? How's he going to register a car without a certificate of title?
I don't know, less paperwork is in the car, Your Honor.
It has to be signed, sir.
Yeah, I know, Your Honor.
Madam, go to the police.
I'm in the process of doing that.
Go to the police. Don't tell me about this car. I think you two people are both whacked up. I really do. Something suggests to me that you're both a little off. You go to the police, and you have the police get the car back. Did you get any money for it?
Didn't you get any money for the car?
What word didn't you understand, sir?
Yeah, I got money, and I got money from the guy that bought the car, and I handed her $400. That's the only amount that he gave me that was affordable for him, even though he had to pay $600, which he was supposed to pay $200 more. And next thing you know, the car's in his name. And I'm not God. I don't know how he did that.
Did he give you
I don't have a
money?
crystal ball.
Just a minute. Did he give you any money?
He gave me $400. Right. And then I gave it back to him.
What?
Then I let him borrow it.
Borrow it?
When did you let him borrow it?
I'm not sure. It was for car payments and groceries and stuff that he wanted because he said he was going to pay me back. You know, I admit that I was an idiot, and I know this.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You would throw temper tantrums in the mall, and I was scared of you, so I bought those things for you.
Oh, different story.
And later today,
It's not her fault that your father violated his parole and served 6 months. She doesn't have to support you, sir. She's got enough trouble of her own.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 20-year-old Emily Sievertson says her ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Lance Lunzinski, owes her money he borrowed before they broke up. Lance says the money was a gift.
So far, the only thing that you told me you bought for him, madam, that he said he would repay was this Nintendo game or whatever else it is.
Yeah.
What
and
else did you
some
buy?
Games, a shaver, clothes, shoes, and money for the car payment, groceries, and...
For him?
Yeah. He said he didn't have any money, so I was helping him out because we were in a relationship. I trusted him. I cared about him.
I mean, Your Honor, we were in a relationship. We loved each other. We cared about each other. I didn't love her where she didn't think inside I loved her the way that I should have loved her. She loved me more. She gave way too much in a relationship. She gave way too fast. You know, I haven't got stuff like that since I was a little kid from my mom bringing me stuff like that.
That's
you know, now I'm
because
here.
if I didn't get you things, you would throw a temper tantrum and you would either
That's
beat me up
incorrect.
or you left me stranded at the mall if I didn't buy you those boots.
No,
you
I
know,
don't think so.
you would throw temper tantrums in the mall, and I was scared of you, so I bought those things for you.
Oh, different story. Listen to me, madam. It's coming clear to me. He used you.
I know.
He used you. But this is a court. In a court, there has to be a contract. Because what you're really suing for is a breach of contract, that you had an oral contract with him, that you would allow him to make certain purchases on your credit card and he would pay the bills.
Right.
And he never made a payment on your credit card.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yes, he
Oh,
total.
he did. Show me where he made a payment on your credit card.
I made quite a few of them, to be honest with you.
You did?
And it's something that I didn't have to do. It's just,
Oh,
you know?
now it's coming nice. This is easier because then I could do the right thing, even though I thought
I mean,
that I
it wasn't
wasn't
money
able
that
to.
I owed. You know, it was $75 to go get a concert ticket, the Pink Floyd concert. They wanted to
Oh, good. Oh, right. And you did make certain payments, sir.
It wasn't even payments. It's something that I gave. That's what my heart wanted to do. You know? I mean, it's only money. It's only a piece of paper.
How much does he still owe on the credit cards?
He paid $300. What was the?
It
was
$3,900.
$39.92.61 minus $300, I guess.
Now that includes $1,500, over $1,500 in ATM cash advances to him.
Right.
What was that for?
For when he needed tires for his car, and I did give him my ATM card.
Just a sec. I have a hook to hang my robe on because he did make certain payments, which acknowledges the fact that they were loans.
Right.
Okay. So because he used you, there's no question about that. However, I wouldn't say anything to me if I were you, sir. You have to prove to me that there was an understanding, clear contract when he said to you, I'm taking out this money and I will pay you back. Did that happen?
Yes.
That's
$1,573. I can't wash your mouth out with soap, sir, but I certainly can take care of it financially. You owe her $3,692.61. That's the most expensive curse word you're ever going to say. That's all.
Parties are excused. Step out. The back door to your right.
I fell for his scam. He's been doing it a lot longer than I have, and you know, I cared for him. I cared for the family, you know, and I had a good time with you guys.
It wasn't a scam.
Versus Woodbridge. Step forward.
21-year-old student Matthew Mazur says his father's former live-in girlfriend, Pamela Woodbridge, illegally evicted him after his father went to jail.
How old are you, Mr. Mazur?
21.
When did you turn 21?
April 30th.
Now, in May of this past year, you were living with the defendant, correct? And you were living there with your father.
Yes.
And your father and the defendant were engaged to be married or living together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing with yourself in May, sir?
I was beginning to go to college at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing with yourself in May, sir?
I was beginning to go to college at that time.
What do you mean beginning to go to college? Who begins to go to college in May?
No, I was going to go through summer courses.
That starts in June or July.
Well, registration's in May, though.
That's not a major effort, sir. That's not doing much going to register for school. It's not necessarily a full-time job. What were you doing with yourself in May?
Nothing at that time.
What were you doing in April?
Well, nothing at that time either, ma'am.
Well, let's try March. What were you doing with yourself in March?
Nothing, preparing to go to school. I was...
You mean getting into the thinking mode? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mr. Mazur? All right. All this has a purpose, sir. You're suing the defendant because in May, according to both of you, your father got arrested, taken off to jail, leaving you living with a perfect stranger, right?
No, we lived together for 8 months prior to that.
8 months, a lifetime.
We were pretty close. Well, they went out for 2 years before that.
But you were living with them for 8 months.
Yeah.
And your father was, I assume, contributing to the household. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a two-bedroom
Yes.
apartment.
Yes.
So after your father was arrested, you were still living there. You are suing her for $4,000. You say she illegally evicted you from the apartment, and she kept your furniture that you bought.
That's correct. It was bought for me by my father.
It was bought in for you. You
Yes.
better get, before you go to college, you better brush up on your English. It was bought for you by your father. Now, what did you expect her to do, Mr. Mazur, when the person who was contributing to half the rent, I assume, half the utilities, is hauled off to jail, leaving her with a total biological stranger to support? Because you're on your way preparing yourself for college. What'd you expect her to do?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I got steroid psychosis because they tried to put me in remission. So I went crazy, and David kind of came into my life, and I didn't know he was a con artist.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Matthew Mazur claims his father's former live-in girlfriend, Pamela Woodbridge, illegally evicted him.
Who are you?
I'm his father.
Terrific. Step up here. Mr. Mazur, how did you expect this lady to take care of business? When you
I was taken into custody by the parole department based on some facts that the sheriff's department gave them, which
So
to
you were
date
on
they
parole?
never even filed on.
So you were taken into custody on parole violation?
Right,
Did you spend any time in jail, sir?
Yes.
So you were taken into custody on parole violation?
right.
Did you spend any time in jail, sir?
Yes, I did.
How much time?
6 months.
What arrangements did you make with the defendant to support the household while you were in jail?
None. It was paid for through the first of the following month, and I didn't anticipate staying in jail very long.
Okay. So she told you that you had to find another place to live because she needed a roommate who could afford to pay at least half the rent.
That's correct.
Sounds right to me.
He was on the lease.
Who put your name on the lease?
She did.
Did you put his name on the lease?
He's listed on the lease as a minor.
Let me ask you this question. How long were you living in this apartment?
I moved in on November 10th of 1996.
And when did he move in?
He moved in, I couldn't
At
put
the
him
same
on the
time.
lease. Right.
Shh. At the same time.
But I couldn't put him on the lease because David has been to prison 2 or 3 times for credit card fraud, and so his credit is ruined.
Now, this young man moved in with you later.
No, at the
No,
same
he
time.
did move in at the same time as
So
well.
you all moved into this apartment together?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Mazur, I assume you moved into this apartment and your arrangement was, because you told me that you did, that you were going to pay the expenses on the apartment. You paid the rent, you paid the utilities, correct? Right? That was your arrangement with this lady. Where had you lived before?
I had a house in Dana Point, and in 1995, I got multiple sclerosis, and my husband of 11 years divorced me. And anyway, to make a long story short, I got steroid psychosis because they tried to put me in remission. So I went crazy, and David kind of came into my life, and I didn't know he was a con artist. He has scammed me out of $180,000. And I have my credit report right here to show.
The question that I'm asking you, and that's all very interesting, is when you moved into this apartment, I assume your arrangement was, because you did it for some 6 months, that you would pay the bill, get hauled off to jail for 6 months, leaving her with the apartment. Nobody would get hauled off to jail for 6 months, leaving her with the apartment. Nobody to pay the rent.
I had no,
and
no,
your son.
that's where you're wrong. I had $5,000 in cash with me at the time I was arrested.
So what did you do with
Which was to pay her attorney to fight for the custody of her children. That money was taken, and I have this document, was taken in by the Department of Corrections and mailed to me the following day to the jail. For what purpose, I don't know. But I did have...
Did you get $5,000 from him?
No, his parole officer told me that David did have I think she said $4,000, and she asked him, did he want her to give it to me, and he said no.
Just a minute. Do you have any proof to show me, Mr. Mazur, that you provide... Just a minute. Do you have any proof to show me, Mr. Mazur, that you provided the defendant with $5,000 in order to cover the expenses of this apartment while you were away?
Yes.
Don't show me a lot of papers there. Show me where you turned over the money to the defendant to cover the expenses of the apartment.
The apartment part was here it is right here, $2,993.
Let me see it.
And the sheriff's department kept it. They said they could not give it to her because
Just a minute. So the answer is she didn't get it.
Yes.
So what are you showing me this baloney for? She didn't get it. So what you're telling me is I should take your good intentions into consideration.
No, she rented it, but what? The rent was paid to the end of the following month.
All right. She doesn't have to keep your son there not working. Now, furniture. You had furniture?
Well, David had gone out and bought a futon for Matthew on my credit card. Well, it may have been a joint credit card.
Right.
David was doing credit card roulette, basically.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He went out and bought a futon.
Right.
Is that the only piece of furniture that was bought specifically for Mr. Mazur Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there are other items. What other items, sir, do you say were bought by your father for you?
Not really any other furniture, just a couple tables and...
Tables? What
yeah,
tables?
just like end tables.
End tables? What end tables? Talk to me.
His mother took those.
What end tables?
They're just glass end tables, brass.
That your father bought for
brass
his
and glass.
20-year-old son?
No, those were mine when I brought them there.
Okay, so where are they?
His mother took them. She came and picked up his things.
Except the futon.
Exactly.
Which you paid for.
Which I sold.
Which you sold.
Right.
And which was on your credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
Or on a joint credit card.
Right.
Which he wasn't paying from jail.
Right.
Good.
Excuse me, the insurance was paying for it. When she came down with MS, the insurance picked up all the bills. She virtually had no bills with the exception of the rent.
So just a minute. Why should she have any bills? That wasn't your arrangement. Mr. Mazur.
But there is an eviction process you go through in the state of California. You just don't throw somebody out and lock them out.
Where's his mother?
My mother, I can't live with her. She has cats, and I'm fatally allergic to them. So I can't live with my mother.
Your mother has cats, sir?
Yeah.
I have no more time. This lawsuit is nonsense. Case is dismissed. Who are you?
I was his girlfriend at the time, and he did have a job when he moved there.
I was invited by them to go to school. That's why I went there. And they didn't have the money at the time to pay for me to go to school.
Mr. Mazur, it's not her fault that your father violated his parole and served 6 months. She doesn't have to support you, sir. She's got enough trouble of her own. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, sir. Have a seat, please.
Miss Barnes, you claim that you were assaulted in defendant's store while you were there buying film.
Yes.
Where did this take place?
On Hollywood and Boulevard.
Were you a tourist?
Yes, I was.
According to this, you were a tourist.
I was
Who
a
were you
tourist.
with?
I was with my brother and his girlfriend, which are my witness, and my sister.
And you ran out of film?
And I ran out of film, right. I ran out of film, so I went into this film camera shop to purchase some films. And while I was in there, this man here was very, very rude to me.
Well, tell me exactly what happened. You went into the store and you said?
And I went into the store and I asked him, do you have films for my camera? And he said yes. So I asked him how much the films were. And he told me, and then I told him I think they cost too much, you know. And so at that time, my brother told me, he said, well, you know, I know another place where we can go to get them a little bit cheaper. And so at that time, he got all mad and upset because he said that, you know, that's why he hated to deal with the N-word, call us, you know, and stuff. And he was very, very rude to us, very, you know, obnoxious.
Did you buy the film?
So I had purchased it, and then I asked him, I told him that I decided that I didn't want the films. So I gave, you know, I asked him to give me my money back, you know. And so then he said, that's what he said, well, that's why I hate dealing with you. You know, he was just cursing and going on. And I'm not used to nobody hollering and screaming at me like that, you know.
So far, he said a lot of bad things to you.
Yes, he did.
And then what happened?
instead of giving my money back, he took my money and he threw it in my face. And so I was really, upset and shocked. I started crying and everything. Then the next thing I know is the guy that was standing beside me hauled off and kicked me in my leg.
Who was standing beside you?
Some man that worked in the store with him. I don't know, with some merchant, I don't know, a salesperson or something. He was just standing there, and all of a sudden, this guy threw the money in my face. This other guy kicked me in my leg. And I have the pictures here. I have the doctor's statement, everything. And I'm suing for pain and suffering.
Okay, sir, let me hear your version of what transpired.
Your Honor, I wasn't on that location to begin with. I have 3 different locations in Hollywood Boulevard.
Were you in the store at the time that this happened?
Absolutely not.
Well, who was? Step up here, please. Tell me your name.
My name is Emmanuel Cohen,
okay.
And I manage the store on Hollywood Boulevard.
And you own the store?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you tell me your version of what happened. Is this the gentleman that you were dealing with?
This is the man right here, Your Honor,
that
threw the money in my face.
Okay.
The one with the glasses.
Okay. So you tell me, sir, what happened, your version of what happened when this lady came into your store.
I was standing behind the counter where all the films is located. 4 of them, they walked in. They asked how much is a Polaroid film. I told them $12.99. She asked me if she can get a discount. I said no.
No, I didn't.
He was quiet. You have to be quiet. Go ahead.
I said no. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, that man that's sitting there, he says, you know what? I don't like his face. He called me a name. Even though that he said all of these things to me, just a couple of words, she started telling him, shut up, be quiet. It's none of your affair. Shut up and get out of the store.
She told
him.
She told her brother?
Yes.
Okay.
After that, she said, that's okay. She threw $13 on the counter. I give her the Polaroid film. Before I ring it up, she walked out. 2 minutes later, she came back in again and she threw the film at my counter. And she says, I want my money back. At that time, I don't want any headache. So I void the sale. I give her the $13. She threw the film like this. By the time she was walking out, she go like this on my counter. I have no idea why she do this. She throw everything, the credit card machine, the printer, all my business card, the telephone, the stapler, my stamp, my receipt book, the whole thing on the floor. And I'm standing here behind the counter. She threw everything behind the counter and in front of the counter. And she walked out. We have a narrow
What
door.
happened with another employee who she says kicked her?
We had one person with the name of Elmer Gomez. This man, I have his telephone number and everything, right? He came that morning around 9:30 to the store to be trained or to see how he's making a sale. He's not hiree of us, we not hire him, we just try him out. He was there with another salesman. Both of them, they were in the back selling a video camera. Nobody was up front to kick or to harass or to do anything with her. I'm still behind my counter. I have no way to get out that fast or kick or do something.
She's not suggesting that you kicked her, sir.
For the past 17 years we've been
You're
in
not
Hollywood.
suggesting that he kicked you, right?
No, it was another man in the
No,
store,
ma'am.
Your Honor,
No,
that
Your
kicked
Honor.
me.
Excuse me.
Would you describe what that man looked like?
He was like about his size, but kind of, he was a little younger.
Older?
He was a little younger. I don't know how old he was, but he was a little bit younger than both of these men. These are not the two men, the man that kicked me.
Step up here, sir. Tell me your name.
John Ellis. I'm her brother.
Where were you visiting from?
She was visiting from San Francisco. She came to visit me, and we had it all planned to go sightseeing that weekend. So we were on Hollywood Boulevard, so we went to get some films. So this gentleman with the glasses was very, very unprofessional, very rude to us. So my sister told me, my sister told me to walk out the store, leave him alone, because I was upset. And I left the store.
And you left?
My brother left the store.
So you didn't see your sister get kicked?
No, I left the store because I didn't get no confrontation.
Yeah.
My brother's girlfriend was in the store. She was still in the store that saw.
Did you see her get kicked by someone?
Yes, I did.
Well, then step up here. You may sit down, sir. Tell me your name.
Hi, my name is Deborah Key. Okay, I seen where...
Look at me, please.
Okay, I seen where the gentleman with the glasses, okay, he said once she asked for her money back.
I want you to tell me about the kick that you say you saw.
Okay, about the kick.
Look at my eyes.
Okay, the guy just all of a sudden, he had no kind of words with the man. He just all of a sudden just kicked her. He just kicked her. Just deliberately just kicked her for no apparent reason. That's when she got to hollering and screaming and fell down. I immediately pulled out my cell phone and called 911. I called 911, and then that's when the police came.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You say he didn't assault you.
Now that I look at him now, Your Honor, he is the man.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. As Harriet Barnes attempted to purchase film in a Hollywood electronics store owned by David Cohen, she says she was attacked.
Now, where is this Mr. Gomez today?
He ran away from my store because for the first hour that he stopped working for me, he had to deal with such a thing.
They arrested him. They put a handcuff on Elmer Gomez, this new guy, and they body search him. I saw that things are happening, and I called the store number 2. He was there, and I told him, come over here, and we have a little problem over here. As soon as he comes in, the police, they were standing there.
I came in, and I said to the police officer, I am the owner. What can I do for you? All of a sudden, this lady that I see her for the second time, she got up, and she said, you hit her. You hit her. So all of a sudden, the police officer that saw me, I'm coming from my next door store to this location. They opened the cuff from the gentleman that we call here Elmer Gomez, and they put it on me. And I told the officer, you know that it's not true. She said, David, relax. It's a citizen arrest. If they would leave it up to me, I would not take you down there because I know you came from the other location.
Were you, just a second, were you present in the store when the police arrived?
When the police arrived, Your Honor, I was out on the street, on the ground, holding my leg.
Did you ever see this gentleman at the store on that day?
No, I didn't. No, not this one. I saw this one and the other man that hit me.
After the incident, after the police were there, did you see this man here? This gentleman?
Yes. Well, this one here, yes. He was there after the police arrived.
Did you ever see this man in handcuffs?
No. No, Your Honor.
Who was in handcuffs?
The man that kicked me.
Were you ever called to go to the criminal court with regard to that man?
No.
Well, you had an arrest made of somebody who you say assaulted you. Did you ever follow up on it?
No.
Why not? Somebody assaulted you, and you had them arrested. Didn't you follow through with the police? Didn't you go down, file a police report?
Yes, I did. I have a police report. You know, I have
Let
the
me
police
see the
report.
police
It's
report.
right there.
Yeah, you filed with...
Didn't anybody ask you to come down to the police precinct?
Yes, that lady called, remember?
Yeah, some lady.
Sir, stand up here. Do you know anything about this?
Yes, the lady
So
called.
what happened?
Because she lived in San Francisco, and I was taking care of all the business because she was in San Francisco, and she couldn't come back and forth.
Well, what happened when the police called?
They called me and told me that that we were going to court on the
16th.
On the it was like 2 months ago. We were supposed to go to criminal court.
Right.
Then they called back and said it was thrown out of court or something.
What do you mean it was thrown out of court? Why was it thrown out of court?
I don't know.
Did you come down to criminal court?
No, because I didn't know that I was supposed to
Well, your
come.
brother knew.
You know.
Just a minute. Your brother knew.
She said we was on standby, that she'll call her if she need us.
That's what it was,
The DA
standby.
told us. We was on standby, and she said we was for 10 days, that she'll call us. I gave her my phone number and my cell phone number, and she'll call me. She knows to call. She said if you don't call, then we don't have to come. We don't have to appear. So that's why we didn't go down.
Give me the name of the district attorney.
What was her name?
We have the dismissal.
I'd like to see it, please, and I may have to call the district attorney. I'm going to tell you what my problem is. I don't understand why people who have a legitimate complaint for an assault don't follow through with the criminal case and yet follow through with a civil case. Why wouldn't you follow through and want to see justice done?
We have never been to a court before in our lives. This is all new processes to me.
Yeah, but you know, you came to a civil court to get money. Why not go to the criminal court to have justice done there?
Okay, well, we did this, and we got subpoena, and I said, I asked her, do we have to appear? She said no.
Just a minute. This piece of paper says, Ms. Barnes, that you caused to be arrested Nasser Shlomo Cohen. Who is that?
That's me, Your Honor.
And you signed that you swore that he assaulted you.
I see.
Ms. Barnes, shh. Well, read what you wrote. Not anybody else. Read what you wrote.
Your Honor, if they stop telling her what to do in her life, I think she would be much successful person in life.
That's none of your business, sir.
I'm sorry.
Now, let me see the rest of the papers, please. And get me the name of the district attorney, sir.
I'll get that name for you.
And Your Honor, may I say something again?
Now, let me look at some papers, sir. Don't say anything yet.
But you wouldn't dare.
I don't have a certificate of disposition about what happened with this case.
It got dismissed, Your Honor.
It's not here. You said to me, now I've read all the papers here. Did you find the name of the district attorney, sir?
I have a phone number you can call.
Sure.
213.
Let me see the other papers that you have there, please.
This is for the regular,
All right. Let's see. All I want to make sure is as follows. It's your statement, madam, that you were perfectly prepared to proceed with the criminal case against the person who you said assaulted you, but you were never contacted to appear. That is what you told me. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you were never contacted, never told that you have to come down for a trial.
No, I never got a phone call.
Okay. Why don't you all have a seat, please? Please. Make room for your sister, sir.
Oh.
Get up.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You just told me 5 minutes ago that it was somebody else
because he looks different, Your Honor. He looks completely different.
Younger. Oh, please, madam.
He does.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Harriet Barnes wants damages she says resulted from an assault in a Hollywood electronics store owned by David Cohen.
Bill, this is Judge Sheindlin. How are you? Good, thank you. Who are you, Mr. Great. Okay. It's a very simple matter. I was given by litigants who were before me on a civil case a subpoena in a criminal case, and I do not believe that they appeared. They tell me, the defendants in this case tell me that the case in the criminal court was dismissed for whatever reason. The complaint that I have, the criminal subpoena, is people of the state of California plaintiff versus Nasser Cohen. It's important, but it really becomes less important because clearly in this case, even according to the plaintiffs, the wrong person was named as a defendant. You don't know. It's very possible. Well, I thank you very much for your time. I will try to ferret this out, but as far as you know, this case absolutely was dismissed, as it probably should have been. Very well. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your help. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. I have a cold. I don't feel well. And something is not right here. Step up here. Step up here. I've been on the phone trying to ferret out what's going on. First of all, you step up here, too. I want you to take a look at this, sir. That piece of paper, that summons that you gave me, is the people of the state of California against this man for assault. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You say he didn't assault you.
Now that I look at him now, Your Honor, he is the man. He is.
What do you mean now that you look at him? You just told me 5 minutes ago that it was somebody else
Because he looks different, Your Honor. He looks completely different.
Younger. Oh, please, madam.
He does. He was dressed different that day and everything.
My problem, Ms. Barnes, is as follows. I just spoke to the city attorney. You clearly filed your case against this man. He was arrested. He was processed because we have a complaint. The district attorney told me that the case against this man was dismissed. 5 minutes ago, you said to me, this person didn't do it, this person didn't do it, it was somebody else. And all of a sudden, when I take a break, you say, he looks different from the day it was him. Clearly, from what you told me before, it was not this person.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
I am mortified that you came here as a tourist to have a good time, and you had what was a miserable experience. But you have to be able to prove a case. You should have gone to the criminal court. Maybe because you knew that the right person wasn't being charged, you didn't go to the criminal court. That's a possibility. But you should have, because you can't abdicate your responsibility as a citizen in the criminal case and then come in and sue for a lot of money civilly and expect a court to hear less quality proof than it would take in another court. I know one thing for certain. I am not satisfied that this man assaulted you. And if I'm not satisfied that this man assaulted you, your case has to be dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Burgoon. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Well, even with a road map, and after a long nap, I couldn't figure out what you two people are suing each other for. All I know is that the two of you decided to live together for a period of time. Each of you has a child. Is that right?
Correct.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
And how old's your child?
3.
Terrific. And how old are you?
I'm 20.
And how old's your child?
4.
Oh, what an America. Anyway, you decided to live together. It didn't work out, and each of you wants $5,000 from the other. That's the only thing that I could figure out. You're suing for $5,000, your countersuing for $5,000. You have 5 minutes, I'm watching my clock, to explain to me why you're suing her for $5,000.
I'm suing Amber because when she asked me to move in with her, my agreement with her was the only way that I will move in with you is if Louie is not there. There is no drugs in the house. I do not want your dog there. I do not like dogs.
Louie is the boyfriend?
Yes, that is her boyfriend. She said, okay, he won't be there. The dog will be gone. And Mr. Lopez, the owner of the property, does know that you will be living here. Well, none of the above happened. Okay. She didn't let the landlord know that I was there. My mother spoke to the owner of the property, and he said, no, I did not know. There's 8 people living in a 3-bedroom house. Okay, the dog has attacked the mail lady and another mailman, a substitute. I told her, Amber, you know, it's not fair. We don't get our mail because of your dog. Take care of it. I told her, split the bills up evenly. She didn't. Her boyfriend was there 90% of the time. If it wasn't her boyfriend, it was her brother, 13 years old, not in school, watching TV, playing video games, eating the food. She didn't pay for any of the food. One time, $30. The rest of the food was bought by me. The electricity, I'm not paying for her boyfriend and her brother. She wants to divide it up evenly, divide it up by 8. Her brother, her daughter, her boyfriend, my daughter, me, and the other 2 roommates. That's how it should be divided up. If she's charging for us, for her boyfriend to be there and her brother to be there, that's what I think.
Why didn't you move out?
I gave her my 30 days notice.
Just a minute, how long did you live there?
I lived there for a month.
So what are you suing her for?
Because she had broken my bedroom window trying to move her stuff, or her boyfriend's stuff, and because it was raining and the weather damage, she said she would get it fixed. As a landlord, she has to.
Why didn't
She
you
didn't.
Why didn't you put a cardboard there?
I put up a piece of paper. She told me, take it down. I'm going to get it fixed today. She never got it fixed.
Just a second. You go into a store, you buy a piece of plastic, you put it up on the window. So what you're suing for is for damage that was done to some of your things because of the broken window.
Because of the weather.
Because of the weather.
Because the weather came in through the broken window.
Okay. So that's what you're suing her for?
Yes.
Okay. And what was damaged?
My VCR, I have a statement, an estimate from the company.
You have a VCR, what else?
For $99, brand new, I just got for Christmas.
And what else?
And my TV. The TV, they said, unfortunately, there was nothing wrong with it. It had dried out. The moisture had dried out. $114, it says on here.
$114. So where do you get $5,000 from? Well, it's a nice round number. Now, what are you suing her for?
I'm basically suing her for the money she owes me for what she didn't pay rent. She put a stop payment on the check. She did beat me up in my own home, in my hallway. She and her mother have assaulted my boyfriend. My boyfriend was not there. You know, that was not the great.
Tell me,
my dog
what are
was
you
there.
suing her for?
I'm just suing her, you know, to protect myself. My property was damaged. I had to pay for that when I move in. I'm forced to move out of my home.
That's
A
what I want.
restraining order against her.
Tell me
for
about the
years.
assault, madam.
The assault, she assaulted my boyfriend.
I don't care about your boyfriend.
Okay. She assaulted me when a friend of hers came over. I did not know it was a friend of hers. I opened the door, and, you know, somebody was knocking on my door. I opened it. There's a girl standing there, and she comes walking into my house. She comes out of the bedroom, and I say, you know, I turn around to her, I say, I hope you don't have any plans to spend the night. Because we've been going through a lot of problems in the house with Valerie, you know, and yelling and screaming at
Okay, so
everybody.
you said, I hope she doesn't plan on staying through the night. And what
Right, I
happened?
told her, I said, I hope you don't have plans on staying the night here. And she goes, yes, she is, and started cussing at me and F you, Amber, you know. And I said, well, I just want to tell you that I'm going to pay your half of the gas bill, you know, for my boyfriend taking showers, my brother taking showers. I pay your half of the gas bill, you know, for my boyfriend taking showers, my brother taking showers. I pay your half of the gas bill, you know, for my boyfriend taking showers, my brother taking showers. On my face, I kicked the bottom of the door once, and I said, look, don't slam the door, I'm trying to talk to you. She came out with full fists, pinned me in a corner in my hallway, and started hitting me and pulling my hair and kicking me, and it took 3 people to pull her off of me.
You have medical bills?
Yes, I do.
Let me see them. You want to tell me about this assault incident?
Your Honor, my best friend, she's right here, came over because we were going over to some boy's house that night. She came, she knocked on the door, said to her daughter, oh, she's so cute. Is that your daughter? How old is she?
Hi, Judge Judy. My name is Marilyn Embry. I'm a friend of Valerie's. I came over to her house. It's been the second time I came over there. I didn't know the problem was that bad between the two of them. I knocked on the door. She was kind of rude when she opened the door. I said, hi, is Valerie here? She said, yes, she is. And I said, oh, is that your daughter? She's really cute. She didn't respond to me. Valerie came outside. I did have an overnight bag.
Stop playing with the papers, please.
I had really cute. She didn't respond to me. Valerie came outside. I did have an overnight bag.
Stop playing with the papers, please.
I had an overnight bag, but I had no intentions on spending the night. I thought maybe because we were going to come back late. I didn't know it was going to be that big of a deal. Well, she said, I hope you don't plan on spending the night. Valerie says, yes, she is, and I don't think I need to talk about this with you anymore. Her and I walked down the hallway into her bedroom. She was still yelling, and Valerie's yelling back, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. We go into her room, she shuts the door and locks it. She's still screaming, don't effing slam the door in my face. She kicks the door maybe once or twice. I really don't know how many times. Valerie opens the door because she thought the door was going to break. I thought the door was going to break. Well, her daughter's standing right next to her the whole time she's doing all this, and she's a little girl. We opened the door, she pushed Valerie. Valerie pushed her back. They both started fighting. It was mutual. Yes, Valerie was hitting her more times than she was hitting her, but I mean, we assumed that she was really going to hurt Valerie. She came to the door and kicked the door. I started pulling them apart, and then her little brother came out, and I just kept trying to break it up, and then the rest of the roommates came out, but she didn't want to attack her or anything.
What you're saying was she came to
That
the
I
door.
saw it,
She
yeah.
came to the door. She kicked at the door. When she opened the door, she
Yeah.
pushed her first. She
Right.
pushed her back, and they started to fight.
Right.
And she was punching her more than she was getting punched. Judge, that's what you just said?
Yes.
That doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Who was winning the fight doesn't make any difference.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She's quite responsible.
Oh, yes.
And later today,
Everybody is out to make a buck on somebody else's sorrow, sadness, hopes, dreams, aspirations. Yours is one of the worst kind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Valerie Ricker says her former roommate, Amber Burgoon, damaged her home and property. Amber says Valerie assaulted her.
What else are you suing her for?
That is all.
Good. It's easy. Does it look?
I have something to add to it, if I might, please.
About what?
About the situation with the altercations, the trouble with Valerie.
What's the difference of the trouble with Valerie? Madam, you're her mother?
Yes, I am.
Why wasn't she living with you and your grandchild?
Because she's an adult and she can
She's not an
pave
adult.
her own way.
She's not an adult. She's a teenager with a 3-year-old child.
She's quite responsible.
Oh, yes. Who do you work for?
I work for Vaughn's.
And you make enough money to take care of you and your child?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes,
She
I
is
do.
on ADC.
Yes, I also am on aid.
So you get
Because
welfare?
I'm on aid, plus I work because my child's father does not want to
Just a
support
second.
her.
Just a second. You get welfare and you work at Vaughn's,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you think that that's totally responsible. That's why she's a mature adult. That's why she's not living with you with her grandchild. So you allowed your grandchild to go and live in a house where there were 8 other people living.
No, there was not 8 other people
Huh? There wasn't
living there at
supposed
the
to be 8
time.
people.
See, that's what...
Just a second. How many times did you go over there to see the living conditions?
Numerous times. Every day I was there.
Well, if you were living there and your daughter is telling me that there were 8 people living in this house and a vicious dog, why didn't you take your daughter and your grandson after a day and say this is not an appropriate place for you to live?
We did.
And should she come home?
Yes, I did.
No, she didn't. She said she stayed there for a month.
in my house after the point.
She said she stayed there for a month. So I don't see the reason for a lawsuit. I don't see where you get $5,000. I don't see where you get $5,000. You tried living together. It didn't work out. You went home to your parents. Correct? Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Bartnoff versus Talon. Step forward, please.
40-year-old salesperson Barbara Bartnoff claims matchmaker Linda Talon scammed her by charging for photos and falsely promising dating services. Linda says Barbara was never guaranteed a date.
Ms. Bartnoff, you were interested in meeting some nice gentlemen.
Correct.
And how did you find the defendant's service?
In a magazine, it's called The Journal,
Can
which
I
circulates all over Los Angeles.
Do you have the ad?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at it. Now, why don't you tell me what happened when you responded to this ad?
Well, when I called up Ultimate Encounters, as described as it states in her magazine advertisement that the service is free for women. So I called her up and she gave me the pitch over the phone, how she has thousands of men inside her catalog, and you know, they're all professional, they earn well over $100K, and she invited me down to her home, and she works out of her living room, which is located in Redondo Beach, and I went down there and she described me her service and how she has years of experience of psychology and sociology, and how she's must have set up, you know, 90%, anyway.
Wonderful, and it wasn't going to cost you anything because the men pay.
Well, when she told me the service for women was free, however, you have to pay a fee of only $165 to have your photographs taken at her photography studio located in Hollywood. And you don't have the option of going to your own service, you have to go to hers. You don't even have the option of bringing in your own photographs.
Did you at any time ask then how she made a living? I mean, how does she make her money?
What she does is that she contacts all these men that she has in her catalog, tells them about our profile and background. If they like what they hear, then they go down to her house, review our photographs, then they instruct her, I want to meet this woman, that woman, this woman, and then she contacts the women and said, this guy wants to meet you, this guy wants to meet you, this guy wants to meet you.
That sounds all very nice. How do you make your living? Do you charge the men?
Yes, Your Honor. Depending on how long they join, Your Honor, they pay anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000. Depending on how long they join, Your Honor, they pay anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000, depending on the length of the membership, depending on the amount of guaranteed introductions they receive. The women pay absolutely no membership fee whatsoever. Period.
So let me figure this out. So you went down and took your photographs.
Correct.
And paid the $165.
Correct.
And nothing happened.
Correct.
Didn't get a call.
I got nothing from her. Every single month I called her and I go, hey, what's up? What's going on? Anything yet? And finally, after the 4th or 5th month, I finally got her on the phone because every time I called her, I always got her machine.
And she said you weren't picked.
Well, because every time I called her, I always got her machine.
And she said you weren't picked.
Well,
in effect, that's what she said. I mean, I'm not being unkind to you, right?
Right.
That's what she said to you.
Well, she said a little bit more than that.
Well, I'd like to hear what she said.
She goes, well, I asked her, hey, Linda, what's going on? It's been 4 or 5 months. You know, you gave me the impression that you were going to set me up with all these guys, you know. And she said to me, listen, had you read your contract, the service fee was free. I work for the men who paid me a service fee of $5,000, and had you paid me $5,000, I would get off my butt tomorrow and start look for someone for you. And I would get off my butt tomorrow and start look for someone for you. And why don't you on me? You know, and I'm just going, real nice woman. So I called her back up. I go, Linda, listen to me. All I want to know, how many men did you potentially introduce me to?
What did you call her back for?
Well, I was just kind of curious. Did you potentially introduce me to?
What did you call her back for?
Well, I was just kind of curious. How many men did she present me to?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Just
5,
a
50?
second. I don't want to hear you anymore. I really don't want to hear you anymore.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
That, madam, is a kickback. Do you tell them you're getting a kickback
No,
from the
I do
photographer? Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Barbara Bartnoff says she was never called for a date. Now she wants matchmaker Linda Talon to return the money she spent on photos for the dating service.
How many women like this paid you $165 to have their photographs taken?
I've been in business for over 6 years. This is the first time this has ever happened.
Well, maybe because the other ones were embarrassed.
I would say probably 500.
Why did you need a certain photographer to take the pictures?
The way that I do that is because when the men review the files, they're very visual. I can guarantee they have not been airbrushed or retouched. They feel comfortable when they go and meet the women for dinner, that they will not look different. They will not be disappointed.
Well, listen, just a sec. We may talk a good game. I guarantee you on your best day, you're not as smart as I am. You are seeing the product in your office. If the product comes in, the lady product, you don't mind if I refer you to, for the purposes of this argument, as a product, you can see what they look like. And if they bring you a photograph and say, well, here are my photographs, and you look at it and say, babe, this is airbrushed, or this looks like you when you were 12, can we get some more updated pictures? They can go out and do that. So that's the assurance that you need because you're meeting the person. She came to your home/office. So why does she have to take pictures for $165?
I just explained to you so the men feel...
Baloney! Because what you're saying to the men is, I've seen this person. They come to your home/office and they look at the photographs, and what you're saying is, I have seen this person, and this photograph is a fair and accurate representation of what they look like. I wouldn't allow a photograph to be placed near somebody that's 10 years old. So you're a scam artist because you're using this photography business as a way of making money.
I disagree.
Your service, oh no, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Cost her $165 and she got absolutely nothing from it. She's a perfectly attractive, upbeat kind of gal. People wouldn't know that she's an upbeat kind of gal from a photograph, but she's certainly a perfectly attractive lady. She spent $165 and got absolutely nothing from you because, as far as I'm concerned, you're operating a scam.
Can I interject, Your Honor?
Yes.
Charges $3,000 with 0 guarantees, and they make you go to that one photographer for $250, like it or not, no guarantees. And I personally got married through them.
Well, I want to tell you something.
So they do the same routine. So
I
what
want to tell you something. Just because one company is scamming for $250 and one company is scamming for $165, that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right. And I'm not even going to ask you how much of that $165 ends up in your pocket. Because I don't like people to commit perjury. Dear.
Your Honor, there were no guarantees
Did you hear what I said? You want me to ask you the question? how much of that $165 ends up in your pocket?
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Miss Talon, how much of that $165 ends up in your pocket?
Very little.
Ha! Very little ain't nothing. So what you said is a free service. It's not a free
membership. Free membership.
God, Miss Talon, you know, everybody is out to make a buck on somebody else's sorrow, sadness, hopes, dreams, aspirations. Yours is one of the worst kind. And the other companies that you talk about who do the same thing are also among the worst, because they're taking people who are really looking to make a life for themselves, who say, I want this. And whether it's your place, great hopes, great dreams, whatever else they are, they're saying, pay us $165, pay us $250, there's no membership fee, just go, or $20 or $50 of $165. I'm not asking you that question, because it's really not important how much you get. You've already told me you get very little, which means you get something. That, madam, is a kickback. Do you tell them that? Do you tell them you're getting a kickback from the photographer? Good. Tell them that? Do you tell them you're getting a kickback from the photographer? Good. $165. That's what you're suing for. That's what you get. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 444 on the calendar in the matter of Hotchman versus Nelson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir.
Ms. Hotchman, according to these papers, you've known the defendant since she was in kindergarten. She was a friend of your daughter's.
That's correct.
Daughter's name is Jennifer.
Yes.
See, I read papers. And there came a time when you decided that you were going to let her rent a rental house that you had, along with your daughter and a third roommate whose name is Ben. Do we have a Ben here?
No.
So the three of them are going to live in this rental property that you had.
Yes.
And you moved in?
Yes.
With Jennifer and Ben?
Correct.
But your daughter Jennifer was a slob.
Yep, sure was. Still is.
Was and is. And so you evicted her. Told her to go find someplace else to live with your cats.
Or clean up.
Or clean up. Good for you. How many cats did she have?
3, I think.
And 2 dogs. And 2 ferrets.
Anyways, that left you and Ben in the house.
Correct.
And there were some problems, but whatever the problems were, you say that she owes you some rent.
Yes.
Because you moved out, right?
Well, she evicted me.
Because you weren't paying the rent.
Correct.
And in addition, you were all supposed to go on some sort of a trip, skiing trip. And you purchased airline tickets, and you would promise to pay her if she bought your ticket. Were you going as a family?
Right.
So you purchased the ticket, and she didn't go.
Right.
Well, that's not exactly how it happened.
I understand that.
Okay.
So that's what we have. We have the rent, and we have this airline ticket. How much in rent do you say she owes you?
$639. That's subtracting what she paid.
Okay, so she owes you $631 in rent. And how much was this airline ticket?
$262.
And you couldn't get the money back?
No, it's a non-refundable ticket, but it's a reusable ticket.
Oh, do you have the ticket?
I have the, this is from, it's an e-ticket from United Airlines.
Okay, that's an electronic ticket.
Yeah, so she can use the ticket some other time.
All right, let's first, she acknowledges that she owes you some rent, which is why she was evicted, but I want to hear about this airline ticket.
We go to Vail every year as a family, and my daughter Jennifer was going along with my son and another friend of ours. And so when Melissa was moving in latter part of August and September, you know, Jennifer says, well, gee, can Melissa go too? Because we've been skiing for the last 10 years, 15 years, whatever, together. And so I said, sure, that's great. Well, Melissa had just started a new job, and she says, well, yeah, I want to go, and I'll pay for it, but I can't pay for it right now. I said, okay. I mean, I've known her since she was 5 years old, so I have no reason to believe that she wouldn't follow through and pay what she said she would. So I agreed to go ahead and get the ticket. That way she could fly on the same plane with us and everything. Well, when the controversy happened with my daughter moving out, then there was this, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, then Melissa, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, back and forth between the girls. between the girls. And I'm not sure at this point in time who finally made who caused the both of them not to go, because it was a controversy between Jennifer wasn't going to go, she was mad at me. Then she said, yeah, I will go, but then Melissa said she already said she was going to work, and back and forth. And I told Melissa, I said, the bottom line is the ticket is yours in your name, and you can use it again some other time. It's not refundable, but it's a reusable ticket. And she still owed me the money for it. I mean, I can't use it. It's not in my name.
What she's saying is not far from what you say in your answer.
Well,
Melissa, you keep shaking your head no. You agreed to go on the trip.
Yes, I did.
And then
I also
your
agreed-
friend Jennifer, her daughter Jennifer,
Right.
was annoyed with her mother because her mother said, get your cats and your ferrets and your dogs out of the house because
The
you're
farm.
making my house a pig pen.
Uh-huh.
And so she's mad at her mother.
Right.
She says, then I'm not going on the trip with you.
Correct.
So
Well, when
then-
she said that, then I had taken a week off work. I wasn't going to take a week off work, so I then told my boss that I could, in fact, work and to please put me back on the schedule. Well, then Jennifer changed her mind, and I couldn't then go to my boss and say, oh, by the way, now I've changed my mind, so can you take me off the schedule again? And Leslie had told me, don't worry about it. I know it's Jennifer's fault that you can't go. I wasn't going to go if Jennifer wasn't going to go. And then when I couldn't go, Jennifer had then changed her mind and said she wanted to go. But then when I wasn't going, Jennifer wasn't going to go.
Melissa, who's the innocent? Who's the innocent person?
As far as what, ma'am?
As far as this whole scenario. You wanted to go on a trip with
Yes.
them. You said, please pay for the ticket because I want to go, but I can't pay for it right now. Is that what you told her?
Originally, yes.
Yeah. So she bought the ticket. She's out the money for this ticket, $262. Then you and your friend and everybody else got annoyed, right? Your friend got annoyed. She wasn't going to go. You weren't going to go. There's only one innocent person. That's her. She's out $262.
So it wasn't my fault that they got into a dispute and Jennifer then changed her mind. Was I going to go and ski by myself?
Why not?
Would you want to go and ski by yourself?
Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't go on top of a mountain where it's 4 degrees below zero, where I'm petrified to get to the bottom of that mountain, when I could be at the bottom of the mountain, sitting in a lodge, drinking a large grog. So I don't go on top of a mountain. I wouldn't ski by myself, and I wouldn't ski with the whole Coxie Army. That doesn't mean that you can't go skiing by yourself. You can go skiing by yourself. You never know who you'll meet if you go skiing. Right? Ooh. Lots of nice people go skiing.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
But look at the brim. That's what the main concern is here. It's completely lost its shape.
You better get a life, madam.
And later today,
You were hitting him in the head with the basketball. So he can either react or he can walk away. He chose to react.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Leslie Machman wants her daughter's best friend, Melissa Nelson, to pay back rent and the cost of an airline ticket. Melissa wants damages for her car, bed, and cowboy hat.
She was nice enough to buy your ticket. You owe her for the ticket. Now, I'm going to get to your counterclaim. You're counterclaiming because you say she damaged a lot of your property.
Correct.
So you tell me about the damage to your property.
Well, in the whole moving process, she broke into my bedroom and took it upon herself to pack all of my things when I was at work. Called me, left a message on my voicemail saying, it's trash day today and the scavengers are out. I suggest you come and pick up your things off the driveway. When she was moving all of my things out of my room, she crushed my cowboy hat and ruined this one as well. I have receipts for both of those.
What do you mean she crushed it?
Well, I keep them, I love my cowboy hats, okay? I keep them in these sweater boxes upside down like they're supposed to so they don't lose their shape. She took the sweater thing out of my closet and put it in a box and crushed them. I can't wear that, nor can I wear this. It's got creases. People would laugh at me if I put this thing on and wore it. They would laugh at me.
Bird, would you get me the black hat,
Would
please?
you? I mean,
Would you get me the black hat, please?
that's, and this one too.
See that one?
This one has creases all over it.
Oh, God.
And it's completely lost
God,
its shape.
you better go to the doctor. It's got creases all over it. Just a second.
Doing a good job, there,
What?
Judge. Doing a good job.
What?
But look at the brim. That's what the main concern is here. It's completely lost its shape.
You better get a life, madam. Just a second. Bird, would you do me a favor? Sure. Give her back the hat.
Sure.
Thank you.
And then also she was painting the house. Her and her son were painting the house. And in the process of painting the house, the wind apparently was blowing a little hard that day and blew overspray all over my car, all over my brand new car that I just got a couple of months ago. So now I have little white specks of paint all over my car. And I took it to find out how much that would be. So
Does
I have a
the
receipt
car
for that.
thing have any ring of truth to it?
This is the first I've heard about it today. I didn't know anything about it until today. This or the cowboy hats.
I just fixed the cowboy hats.
Ma'am, no, seriously? This is a $189 hat. This is not fixed at all. I cannot wear this hat.
Just a second. Who paid $189 for it?
I paid $189 and I have a receipt for that.
Just a second. How dare you pay $189 for a hat and not pay her rent?
I've had this
Just
hat.
a second. How dare you pay $189 for a hat and not give her the money that you owed her
The
for
hat
rent?
was purchased long before I ever even moved into the house. I've had this hat for a long time.
How long have you had the hat?
I can tell you exactly. I have a receipt.
Yes.
2397.
How long did you live in the house?
4 months, 5 months, maybe.
August. She moved in the latter part of August into my house and then moved down the street.
I lived in her house before I moved into the dungeon because we had to get the old roommates out.
When you said you lived in her house, you had a room in her house?
Yes.
Did you pay rent?
No.
How long did you live there?
A couple of weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
How long did you
About
live?
3 weeks.
And she just let you come there because she's fond of you?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Mm-hmm.
She was out of town. She was on a cruise.
What difference does that make?
Oh,
It's her house.
Okay.
$631 for rent and $262 for the ticket. Just bought yourself an electronic ticket. $893 is what you owe her. Is that right, Bert?
That's absolutely right, Judge.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $893. Your counterclaim is dismissed. It's nonsense.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's very sad that I mean, she's like a second mom to me. It's very sad that it even came to this.
I feel really bad about this because she is like a second daughter to me, and she pushed me to a point where I had to move her out of the house because I had to rent the house to somebody else.
My mother would never even think to do this to her daughter.
By the way, I didn't know anything about the hats. I've never seen them before.
And now the next case.
Parties on Bolo Talo versus Delalo. Step forward, please.
Chuchi Bolotalo says her 10-year-old son, Ricardo, was kicked by Marjorie Delalo's son, 14-year-old Jacob, after Ricardo hit him in the head with a basketball.
You're 9?
10.
10? You're 13.
14.
14 now. So this happened about a year ago?
Yes.
Your families were out at an amusement park, according to the papers that I have. Some sort of an amusement park?
Indoor playground.
Now, tell me your name.
JR.
JR, you were playing basketball. Were you playing with this young man?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Jacob.
Now, when you were playing basketball, you were sort of fooling around with Jacob, right?
Yes.
And what were you doing with the basketball in Jacob's head?
When I threw it and then he was gonna get a ball, and then it accidentally hit his face.
Well, JR, did you hit him in the head a couple of times with the basketball?
Only once.
How many times did he hit you in the head with the basketball?
About 4 or 5 times.
And what did you do after he hit you 4 or 5 times with the basketball?
Well, I told him the first time to stop, and after the last time, I kicked him in the stomach.
And then did he stop hitting you in the head?
Yes.
Had you ever done anything like that before?
No.
Why didn't you just walk away from him?
Well, I was kind of... It was right at the moment. I just didn't think about it.
So you just kicked him?
Yeah.
He's a little guy, right?
Right.
Not a particularly smart thing to do.
Right.
Now, JR, you know how important it is to tell the truth here in court?
Yes.
And I don't care what you told your mother before. I don't care what you told her before. You have to tell the truth here. You understand?
Yes.
Were you fooling around when you were hitting him in the head with the basketball?
Yes.
Did he tell you to stop?
No.
Did he tell you to cut it out?
Yes.
And you did it again?
Only did it once.
No. That's not true. That's what you told your mother. But that's not true. You were playing around. You hit him a couple of times in the head with the basketball. And it wasn't an accident.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I don't think that she's responsible for the
I don't care what you think. I'm the one who has to make a determination as to what's fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chuchi Bolota'alo claims her 10-year-old son, Ricardo, was kicked by Marjorie DeLallo's son, 14-year-old Jacob.
Now, after he kicked you, did it hurt?
Yes.
So what did you do?
Well, I was in the ground and I was crying, and then he told his mom, and then his mom came, and the jungle came, and then the jungle called the hospital. The hospital came, picked me up. Now I went to the hospital, and then I started feeling better.
Did you feel better as soon as you got to the hospital?
Well, not that much.
What do you mean, not that much?
When I was on the on the car, I was feeling a little bit better.
When you were in the ambulance?
Yeah.
You were feeling better. Did you know each other from before?
Yes.
Had you been friends?
Yes.
Now, this lawsuit is about, who are you?
I'm Priscilla, her mother, and I was there when JR was hurt, and I was by his side, and he wanted, when the ambulance came and put him on a gurney, he wanted to get off the gurney then, and he said he was fine, and he did not want to go to the hospital then.
Yeah, but it's a good idea, because you never can tell with kids. You know, kids can say, I feel fine, I want to go play, and they can have some internal damage that you can't see. So you don't take the word of a 9, 10-year-old that they feel fine, they want to go out back and play. You agree with that, right?
That's what the paramedic said also.
That he should go and be checked out.
That he should go.
Absolutely.
They were
So that's the right thing to
persistent.
do. There's only one issue in this case. You're suing them over the ambulance bill, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you think that they should pay the whole thing?
No, I asked her if she can pay the half.
Well, I think that that's very fair.
Because accident happen anytime, especially when there's kids.
Well, it's an accident, and aside from the fact that your son was fooling around with this basketball, hit him a couple of times in the head with it, he was acting like a fool. He's much bigger. He should not have kicked him, right?
Right.
So you think you're responsible for half the bill?
Well, I told her that I would pay for part of it because I felt that, you know, being as what happened, that I could pay for part, but, you know, since JR started the whole thing, I didn't think I was responsible for the entire bill.
Well, I don't think you're responsible for the entire bill either, but I think you're responsible for half. What was the whole bill for the ambulance?
$768.80.
Do it for me. $768.
I got $384, Judge.
You have something important to say?
Yes. I don't think that she's responsible for the whole
I don't care what
bill.
you think.
Well,
What you think is unimportant. I'm the one.
But
I'm the one who has to make a determination as to what's fair.
But we all objected to him going too. We offered to take him in the car to the hospital.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well,
The play, madam,
Yes.
listen to me. I mean, I don't know where you're coming from. The play area has a responsibility. Once the play area is advised that a child has been injured while on their grounds, they have to take every step that's reasonably prudent to ensure that the child isn't injured, not putting him in your car. Sit down.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Look, it's a good lesson for you. He's little, you can walk away. Sometimes it's better off to walk away from a situation than to react to it. Jacob, do you understand?
Yeah.
And I think probably if if you had it to reflect on, since you look like a nice young man, you would have just walked away and say, listen, he's a little kid and I'm not going to get involved, right? And you can't always rely on the fact that you're a little guy, right? And that you can fool around with somebody else and they're not going to retaliate. Do you understand?
Yes.
You know, you were hitting him in the head with the basketball. So he can either react or he can walk away. He chose to react. It's not the smart thing to do, and each of you has to be responsible for it. So I'm giving you half of the amount of the ambulance that took your son to the hospital, which is $384. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 59 on the calendar in the matter of Mortley versus Ford. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
All right, Miss Morley, this is your sister.
Yes.
Who you claim in your papers stole certain property from you when you were psychiatrically hospitalized.
Yes.
How many times have you been psychiatrically hospitalized?
3 times total.
And when?
Once in 1980.
How old were you?
19. In 86, while going through a divorce, and then in July of 96.
And how long were you hospitalized in July of 96?
From July 18th to the 25th.
And do you know what your diagnosis, what your admitting diagnosis was on all 3 occasions?
The first 2 times I didn't know. I just know that I wasn't well. And but this last time, I was finally told what is called, the title of it. I have a depression-related disorder, and it's called bipolar.
And you take medication for that?
Yes.
What kind of medication do you take?
It's just a mood stabilizer, that's all it is. It was explained to me that through therapy that I have triggers that are called stress-related triggers. If I'm suffering from anxiety, my brain does not produce a certain chemical that combats the anxiety. Either your brain doesn't produce enough of it or it's not producing it at all when you're having mood swings, a severe amount of mood swings. And mine are stress-related.
And you have kids? You have 2 children?
Yes. I actually have 3.
Where is the third? Well, 2 of them are with your sister?
Yes.
Where's the 3rd child?
The 3rd is with his dad.
And how old is that child?
He's 2.
Okay. Now, how many sisters do you have?
This is the only sister I have.
Who are you?
The mother.
I knew that.
Thank you.
Your claim is that your sister took some of your property. I assumed that that was in 1996.
Yes, when she took it, it was in 1996.
So tell me what property you believe she took from you in 1996, and tell me the circumstances.
Okay, when I was released from the hospital, I went to my sister's home because I knew I would no longer have an apartment. So I went straight to my sister's home. I resided there for 2 months. When I walked in the home, some of my furniture, I noticed some of my furniture was there. She didn't have any furniture. And my furniture was decorating her house, her living room and her dining room. And so I asked her at that time, I was going through one of my checkbooks that was in my purse, the immediate one, and I noticed a check that wasn't in my handwriting. And I asked her, well, what is this check? You know, did you make this check out? And she says, yes, I did. I actually made the check out so I could rent a U-Haul to remove the things from your apartment before the management got rid of it. I said, okay, and I left it at that.
So she rented the U-Haul, and how much was that check for?
It was approximately $100 and some odd dollars, I think $150. It was $150.
Okay. Now, what property do you think she still has of yours?
Honestly, I don't think she have it. I think her and her boyfriend pawned it.
What?
All of my electrical appliance. Computer, fax machine, printer, CD player, a voice-activated microphone, and then extensive damage to my furniture throughout the time that it was in her place.
So it's those things that you think your sister has, some of your electrical appliances.
Yeah.
And this check for $150 for the U-Haul.
Yes, and the damage to my furniture.
Ms. Ford?
Yes.
Let's deal with some, what I consider important issues first, because this issue is only money. Your papers indicate that you've been granted custody of your sister's children.
Yes.
When were you granted custody of your sister's
July
children?
17th, the day that
really, they went to my mother's care July 17. My mother called me and told Children's Services.
July of 1996?
96. July 17, 96.
Have you had a hearing after that with regard to custody of the children?
Yes, I do, and I have the paperwork here.
Can I see the paperwork, please?
I also have the paperwork. It states in there that the daughter did not answer the door. I did, which is a lie.
You understand that right now, these two children are really in technical foster care.
Right.
And your sister is the foster parent.
Right.
Slash aunt of the children.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you are receiving support for the children through the state.
Correct.
Including all of my child support. And I have a son that's my son is mild cerebral palsy. She gets all of his Social Security, so she's really capitalizing off of my children.
Miss Mortley, listen to me. I can tell that there's a certain anger in your voice. The family court really has to be very careful. They've ordered several things. They've ordered visitation for the children. They've ordered random drug testing. Right. So I assume that there is some history of substance abuse in your past, which, you know, you sound like a really intelligent gal. So, you know, if you suffer from a chemical imbalance, which causes mood swings, which causes you to go into these really vast depressions.
I made a drastic mistake, Your Honor. After the first 2 times I got sick and my doctors wouldn't listen to me when I tell them.
You started to use.
I was trying to self-medicate myself with marijuana for the sleeping and the eating disorder, which
Whatever.
That's the beginning symptoms of my illness.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Miss Mortley, I don't want you to get any more upset. Listen to me.
I'm not upset.
And later today,
It was that when they came to us, it was either they were taken to the dog pound to be destroyed, or we were going to keep them.
Mom had told me that I had to take Sheba to the pound.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Trina Mortley says her sister, Tanya Ford, forged her check and took some of her possessions while Trina was in a psychiatric hospital.
Miss Mortley, listen to me. In the brief period of time that we have here, all I can tell you is it's very unfortunate that you have these 2 kids that have been bounced about. But right now, they're in one place. Do you visit with them?
She won't allow me in the home.
She's too irate. She gets irate, and I can't handle it. I have kids of my own.
Well, listen to me. The children have to see their mother.
Yeah, that's true, and I agree. And I made it neutral, and I made arrangements where I can even take them over to my mom. It can be neutral ground. There won't be no harassment. I don't want to create a scene in front of the kids.
Listen, I think that that's the most important issue that we're going to address today, because we're not going to be able to resolve the issue of your old computer or your CD. Do you have any of those items?
No. Honor, I don't have any of those items. Okay. And I thought I was being helpful by retrieving her stuff, because they had a notice on her door. Her stuff was going to be padlocked within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And if I knew this was going to be such a big issue, I would have just left it. Her apartment was broken into. Okay, the place was a wreck when we got there. Stuff was tossed. The apartment manager said she threw clothes, shoes, stuff out the window. It was holes in the wall, curtains, stuff. The place was just totally wrecked.
Well, your sister at that time,
I don't have any of things. She took her, matter of fact.
Your Honor, he's lying, Your Honor.
Okay, no, listen to me.
Yes, she is.
Listen to me.
You weren't even
The most
there.
important thing that you have to deal with, and I don't know whether we can deal with it today.
I have documentations to prove that she's lying, Your Honor.
Miss Mortley, the most important thing that you should be concentrating on right now, since you seem to be stable or stabilized, is maintaining contact with your children. But if because you are angry with your sister, which clearly you are, which hopefully you will not be maybe 6 months from now.
We've never had a sisterly relationship.
Okay.
Never.
So,
and
but
it
right
has
now
nothing to do with my illness,
But right
Your
now
Honor.
she's taking care of your children.
She's always taken advantage of me any way she can.
Ms. Mortley, listen to me very carefully, madam. I cannot make a determination whether in 1996 your sister took any of your property. My sense is, no, I have to listen. My sense is that she did not. It seems to me the most important thing that the 3 of you can do now, the Three
I'm
of
never
you.
having a relationship with her, Your Honor. I can't believe how she's lying.
Listen to
and
me.
I had someone living with me who can testify the condition of my furniture, and I was allowed to visit her in her home, and my furniture was intact all the way until she banned me from her home in December of '97, and that's because her and her boyfriend have a serious gambling problem.
Oh, Lord.
My children...
Miss Mortley, I don't want you to get any more upset. Listen to me.
I'm not upset, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just was trying
I'm
to
getting
present my
upset.
case.
I'm getting upset.
I haven't had a chance to present any documents,
Listen
Your
to
Honor.
me. Miss Mortley, right now your sister has care and custody of your kids. It's important for you to try, and for your sister to try, and for your sister to try, to reach, to put a period with regard to whatever has happened in the past, and to try to work towards having a normal relationship with her, because right now she is caring for your children. It's really important. It's probably the most important thing you're going to do. If you can't do that, I think everybody's going to suffer. You, your sister, your mother, and especially your two children. I'm dismissing your lawsuit. I'm dismissing your counterclaim. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Archambault versus Archambault. Step forward, please.
50-year-old claims administrator Jean Archambault is suing her brother-in-law, Jeff Archambault, 39, over a dog.
This is your brother,
Yes.
your brother-in-law.
That's correct.
Families fighting over a dog. I've read this complaint. Let me see if I understand it. You lived with your brother and his wife for a while. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, I did.
And when you were living there, you owned a dog.
Yes, I did.
What kind of a dog did you have?
Purebred chow.
They're cute. Fuzzy things.
Yes, he is.
And then you left your brother's house, and the dog was left there.
That's correct.
You say that he abandoned the dog.
I'm saying he gave us the dog.
Then he came back and picked it up.
That's correct.
So tell me, how long did you have this dog in your possession?
From June of 1996 till December of 97.
And you want to be compensated for the care that you gave the dog during that year-and-a-half period?
No.
Well, what do you want?
I want the dog returned. They told me I had to name a dollar figure when I filed.
That's correct.
On my thing, it just says I want the dog returned.
You understand that I can award you damages, but that I cannot order specific performance of this animal, the return of this animal. Why did you take the dog back, sir?
Well, in the year and a half that they had him by himself, he was chained to a tree the whole time. He was never allowed in the house. He was basically raised in the house.
How old was he?
He's 10 now.
And how long did you have him for, you yourself?
My mother gave him to me when he was 4 months old.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
There are only two brothers. You shouldn't let something like this interfere with that.
He causes it.
May cause it, but you're older. You're supposed to stop it.
Well, I just ignore him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jean Archambault is suing her brother-in-law, Jeff Archambault, over a dog.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 2 now. I have Bear and a little dachshund.
How many dogs do you have?
We have 2 also.
You have 2 other dogs?
2 other dogs.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Chows.
He had the dog for almost 10 years.
It was that when they came to us, it was either they were taken to the dog pound to be destroyed, or we were going to keep them. I begged them not to take them to the pound to be destroyed. They were good dogs. They're still good dogs.
Who was going to have them destroyed?
He said his mother and him were going to take them to the pound.
What do you mean take them?
Take Sheba and Bear. I have his mother's dog still with us, and one of his cats that he left there.
Did you ever say that the dog was going to have to go to the pound, sir?
Not Bear.
Which one?
Sheba. Mom had told me that I had to take Sheba to the pound.
Why?
Because she couldn't take her to my sister's.
How much did you spend on this dog for the year that you had this dog?
We have receipts. We have something from the dog groomers where we take the dogs to the groomers. We have bought dog food, and he did come to us in the garage and say that we could either keep the dogs or they would be destroyed. And
Do you think he's taking good care of the dog?
I have no doubt, truthfully, that he is.
What do you have pictures of?
I have pictures of the dogs.
I'd just like to see a picture of Bear.
We don't have a picture of Bear right there.
You have one?
We have pictures
Yes, I
of the
do,
dogs.
Judge. I have several pictures of Bear.
Pick your best one.
That's kind of hard. How about best two?
Okay. Did you two brothers get along before this incident?
Off and on. Off and on. We've had our words with each other. We're family, guaranteed.
Okay. I want you to do me a favor. Sit down for a second. What's your first name?
Dennis.
Dennis. Younger brother?
Yes.
How much younger?
11 years.
How many brothers are there altogether?
Just two of us.
Before this incident happened with the dog, were you talking to your brother?
Yes.
Reasonable relationship?
Yes.
Did this come between the two of you?
Yes.
I don't want to come in between you and your wife.
I understand.
He feels as if this is his dog. Now, he may not have done the right thing for a year and a half, but bottom line is you have two other chows,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
And he had this one for 10 years. And it's not worth a family. It's not.
Well,
It's not worth a family. And maybe he didn't do the right thing all the time. I have a feeling that's probably true, that he probably didn't. But certainly, a 10-year-old dog isn't worth breaking up two brothers over. Would you say that that's true?
that's true.
And your first name is?
Jeff.
Jeff. You left this dog with them for a year and a half, right?
Yes, I did.
So it seems to me that you have to compensate your brother in dollars for taking care of your dog for that year and a half. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Good.
That's fair.
Good. All right, well, we're getting someplace. So how much do you think it costs to feed this chow, to groom the chow for a year and a half, to take care of all the expenses of a dog for a year and a half?
It's $500 maybe is what it would have cost at the most.
Okay. I want to tell you something. I think that that's reasonable.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
They have two dogs. Now you have one. It was your dog for 9 years, and it seems to me this matter has to be resolved. And if I were to say to you, you must return the dog to your brother and to his wife, I would forever rip apart this family, which sounds to me to be stupid, over a 10-year-old dog.
Yeah,
So, listen to me. So I am awarding you $500
Thank you.
for the care of the dog. Be happy. You're keeping your dog. It's going to cost you $500 for dog sitting for a year and a half. There are only two brothers. If there are only two brothers, you shouldn't let something like this interfere with that.
He causes it. He causes it.
May cause it, but you're older. You're supposed to stop it.
Well, I just ignore him.
Well,
just like I've ignored the
He's-
money you borrowed from me
he's
too,
your
Dennis.
brother.
That's right.
I'm a liar and a
He's your
cheat.
brother. Forget it.
That's right.
All right? Do you think
agree.
you can do that?
No, Your Honor, I can't forget what Dennis has done to me in my past. I can't.
That's sad. That's really sad.
No.
I mean,
it is sad.
You lived with him for a while? With your mother?
Well, no. My mother supported him for a while.
Oh, really?
Oh, listen, there's too much to this case.
Yeah, there is.
There is really too much to this case. You have your dog. It's going to cost you $500. You can't get together as a family. That's sad. That's it. So.
All is excused. You may step out.
Hello mọi người.
người nhá, chào mừng mọi người đã quay trở lại với channel Tôi Vẽ Tranh trên kênh YouTube của mình nhé. Và hôm nay chúng ta sẽ đi tô màu cho hình ảnh bức tranh. Đó chính là bức tranh về hình ảnh của chữ A đang đội một chiếc vương miện trên đầu. Ở dưới thì có một cái đám mây. Và chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau đi tô màu cho bức tranh này của mình nha mọi người. Đám mây thì mình sẽ dùng màu xanh dương để tô màu trước nhé. Mình dùng màu xanh da trời tô màu đám mây nhé. Đó.
Quay.
Chào quay.
Kêu hô cái gì?
Anh muốn làm gì nào? Bật nhúa được. Bật nhúa đâu?
Chả lạnh lắm.
Ủa sao mọi người chuẩn bị sớm vậy?
Hả?
Sao mọi người chuẩn bị sớm vậy?
Đâu trời lạnh cho nên là lát nữa nó lạnh ấy.
Tiếp theo mình sẽ tô màu tím theo chữ A này nhé. Tiếp theo chiếc vương miện trên đầu mình sẽ tô màu cam.
Biết lúc nào mình lên nhỉ?
Nhưng mà chả biết gì cả. Anh có biết thưởng được mấy không?
Không biết đâu ấy.
Thưởng mà.
Hả?
Thưởng mà.
Không biết.
Thấy bảo 2 đến 3 mà em chả biết được.
Cái gì?
Thấy bảo từ 2 đến 3.
2 đến 3?
Ừ. Nói chung là tùy đó, không phải ai cũng giống ai.
Ừ. Năm ngoái mấy? Của Vương Mong.
Năm ngoái em được có 1 triệu.
Em mới vào được mấy tháng.
Thế lúc đấy em bao tiền?
2 triệu ra.
Nhưng không có lương chia tháng 13.
Làm gì có, đâu dám vậy. Ngồi với nhau là họp để xem còn ở với nhau không, chứ 13 không.
Năm nay không biết được đâu.
Ít nhất thì cũng không phải là ngồi họp với cái
không, nhưng mà ý là năm nay khá hơn đó. Nhưng mà không biết là được mấy rồi.
Khá thì khá, nhưng mà phần trăm rồi.
Nhưng mà gì?
Có phần trăm rồi đấy.
Phần trăm là sao?
Phần trăm làm kênh ấy.
Có chưa?
Không, tức là trong quá trình làm ấy.
Nói cho nó mà thèm. Tháng vừa rồi có được mấy 1%, không 1%.
Cái mà không có cái vụ ấy thì chắc là Tết cũng rực rỡ.
Anh bảo tháng này còn không?
Ừ?
Anh bảo tháng này có tiền rồi không?
Thì nghe nói có người sót còn mỗi một kênh.
Chứ em không biết cuốc không?
Ai biết anh không biết.
Kiếm phải huấy sẵn, phải giò đi.
Mà trong khi có thể là có đấy, nhưng mà lại bị delay sang tháng sau nó cũng lên. Các sếp bảo rồi, tin là tư tưởng là không có không có doanh thu Tết nữa.
Thế là nói chuyện gì? Và cái video mình hướng dẫn mọi người cách tô màu hình ảnh chữ A đối với miệng này của mình đã hoàn thành xong. Hẹn gặp lại mọi người những video tiếp theo. Mọi người xem video thì hãy nhớ ủng hộ kênh của mình bằng cách ấn like, share và subscribe để tiếp tục theo dõi thêm nhiều video nữa nhé.